Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Downtime, the Hangar, where we talk about all things GBO2 and tangents sometimes. Today I'm joined by Gustav the 13th
Yep.
and Gaming Emblem.
Hi, I am also known as Full Man Gun. It's like a discount version of Full Frontal.
The second coming of Magnum. Yeah.
The second coming of Intensify.
Of Intensify, yeah, there we go. So anyway, so how was your all's past week, Gustav?
It's been good. I may or may not have underestimated how much more there was to go of Yakuza 4. So we still have the current character we're on and then Kiryu after that. And then eventually we'll hit the final chapter. And by eventually I mean probably another couple, like maybe at least another week. Considering things and how they're going pace-wise. I've enjoyed it so far though. Like it's been fun. So not complaining. I'm just like, oh boy, I still have 5 and 6 to go.
Yeah, that's
But other than that, just trying to stay at home, stay safe, all that stuff. We just had Thanksgiving pass through here. So
yeah, there you go. How was that?
I've heard as a plague.
Yeah, I was gonna say had to mark my door and make sure no one came in like a bunch of zombies. But no, I gotta play for my mom's and just ate that. Did some streamage since these guys were either doing family stuff or were in like food comas. So
Yeah.
it was pretty good. Now you guys get to guess which one is which, because now it's their turn.
I am totally Magnum, and I was staying at home for Thanksgiving, but my grandma made the pies early and brought all the food, and I had it here at my house. I'm kind of tired. I was streaming all day today, but I had a really good streak on the Gundam Battle Operation video game. 450 jungle. You know that Drake meme, but 400 jungle. Yeah, that Magnum. Am I right? But for reals though, for those of you that are here early, Magnum hooked me up with a nice shot of his couch so that I can live the couch life. So we're couching it up live from air quote quarantine live from Magnum's house. He's right there from my perspective. He's right there from the overlay perspective, but he's right there from the real perspective. Yeah, Magnum, don't point at me. It's rude, man. Gosh, don't do that. Anyway, but no, I'm doing all right. I was off of work Wednesday and Thursday. Although on Thursday I was kind of caught up. We had folks over. My Aaron, who is my sister's fiance boyfriend, had his family come over and his brother, and we had Thanksgiving dinner here. It was relatively small, but not a lot of people. But we made some food. I helped out a little bit, and we just kind of did stuff. And I passed out, went into food coma later that night. I slept on Magnum's couch, and it was very nice of him to let me stay. But I'll be getting ready though, because after the podcast, Fred Myers, if you're at a Fred Meyer, if you watch this on YouTube, it's probably too late. But you want to check anyway, because who's expecting Fred Meyer to sell PlayStations? But Fred Meyer's gonna have PS5s in stock tomorrow, and I'm gonna get up there. So by this time tomorrow, I'll have one and probably show him Battle Operation with my, clickbaity PS5 tag in the title. So you can see all of the crisp, fresh, slightly higher frame rate or whatever. Probably play PS5 games as well. So woo, day one consoles. Let's hope it doesn't break.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
that
right.
Too. Also calling it early. Hopefully you can get in there.
Yeah, no one was there. I stopped by on my way to work, and there was not a soul. That's why I'm here for the podcast in my house instead of literally in my car or in line at Fred Meyer.
You
So,
probably, you know what?
works
That would
out.
have been amazing to have you do it from your phone.
I mean,
Yeah.
if there was a single person in line, I would have been standing 6 feet behind them with my phone out doing the podcast. So we lucked out.
Oh, shit.
That would have been awesome.
That's amazing.
But yeah. By the way, Gustav, I definitely want to start Yakuza, like that whole story. That's why I haven't been really watching too much, or when I do, I'm just like trying to be like, what is this? Oh, this looks cool, and not really trying to
Like,
listen
as
in.
too much. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I definitely want to go through that journey. Like but for real though, that is a long one. It's kind of like doing the Persona 5 and a few things like that. I wanted to go through some of the Persona games, but like each of those is like a month in itself. But
The story's separate, so you don't have to worry too much about like starting at 1 and going to like 2, 3, 4, or whatever.
1 through
that's
3 are pretty connected. The bigger overarching stories for each one are separated, but they have a lot of reoccurring characters.
Okay.
4 kind of breaks it up just because they give you like 3 other characters to mess with on top of Kiryu getting involved towards the end.
Oh, you're talking about Yakuza. I thought you were talking about Persona. Okay. I was
Persona,
like,
I'm sure it could be like that.
no, Persona's kind of fine. It's just one of those things. Like each game is huge, so it's just like I've been waiting to do those and waiting to do Yakuza at the same time. Like I've just
Say
been...
Persona feels like it would actually take even longer just because of the pacing too. On top of you like having to schedule out your days for the way things work.
When the 2 like Royale like is even more to the Persona 5. It's like Persona 5 plus. Like what? How?
No, it's like the PSP version of Persona 3. They just added a whole bunch of... They added another like gender for the character. Although I think she's a separate character in Persona 5 or something like that, but maybe. I can't remember. I just had to play it myself, honestly.
Yeah, somebody said just go ahead and wait till Royale comes out like on sale sometime.
I thought it was already out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, on sale, sorry, yeah. Because I got like right before
was on sale with a bunch of stuff, including Maxi Boost On.
Yeah, someone said they got that today, and that's what I was playing earlier too. So that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
But as far as my week, let's see, was it Tuesday? No, yes, Tuesday. I forget what day of the week it is because I've been staying up playing too many games too long. But and also the food coma yesterday. But Tuesday, I did my first Insanity stream where I was like, any subs or any donation level or sub level donations, there we go, would extend the stream by an hour. And either way, I still was just gonna probably play something and keep going, to be honest. But hey, if it got to the point of like, okay, guys, I'm going to bed, and then all of a sudden something popped up, I'd be like, never mind, we're going for another hour.
That's when it really starts to pick up. Chat's like, oh, Magnum, no, I need to watch you more.
Don't go to bed, stay up.
Where's my credit card?
Make bad decisions.
Yes, exactly.
But so I played Fury all the way through. Fantastic music. I already had that in like all the playlists that I would have playing anyway. That the music in that is fantastic. Great synthwave. It's got stuff like Carpenter Brut, people like that. So really awesome. The gameplay though, like I heard it was difficult, but like the gameplay is actually really good, and it's one of those things where you go into a fight, you have like 6 phases ish. Some have 5, 4, 3, whatever. But let's just say 5, and you go through phase 1, and it's like you're focusing on kind of doing a parry style. Then phase 2 might be you're going to dodge things, and I mean each fight's completely different, and has like its own gimmicks. But it's very simple mechanics that you go through the whole game with, but they use those very simple mechanics in creative ways to make you learn each fight as you go. So like you'll, depending on how hard it is or what person's skill level is at, like you might do it 5 times to learn, you might have to learn each section one by one, and so you 5 tries and boom, you're moving on. but the thing is, there is this sense of progress. So it's kind of like a lot of people are like, so it's kind of like a Dark Souls kind of thing, and I mean, I guess in the sense of it's
Your description
difficult.
sounds more like Nier to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, in the sense that it's difficult and you're trying to learn the phases of the fights, kind of thing. I mean, I mean, really, then I guess, but gameplay wise, it felt very Hades. If anybody's played that, so
I've seen gameplay of it.
I mean, again, I was playing with control or the keyboard and mouse, where they recommend doing controller. So, which I think Hades is another one that a lot of people prefer controller with. But it felt very much like it because you had kind of like a dodge dash that you could do. You could over dash all the time and just kind of waste your time moving. But it rewards very precise actions. And there's a couple of fights that you have to be very precise or you're not going to do it. So, one fight though that I got stuck on, which was annoying for keyboard and mouse. So at the beginning, the tutorial fight, essentially the tutorial boss fight, it tells you to, the wiggle button thing, where you press buttons or on a controller, you'd wiggle the stick back and forth. I was like, okay, that's probably left and right. So I was hitting A and D on WASD, and it wouldn't work. I was like, wait, does it actually mean the arrow keys where it's showing left and right?
Oh
And
yeah, that's right.
and I just like took my do, and it was like done. And I was like, because on A and D I was like using both hands even and just trying to hit as fast as I could, and it still wasn't working. And I was like, it was like done, and I was like, really, that's how this is gonna be. So one fight, there was this dude. You literally had a second. So I have my hand on the mouse, and I have to go pick it up, go to the keys, and then left and right as fast as possible, and then get back to the mouse. And the thing is, though, is like I pretty much failed that every time getting to the keyboard, and he would like take half my health or whatever. So I just had to give up on that. And the only way I won is I like focused up, took a deep breath, made sure I was breathing, said, "Sorry, chat, I'm ignoring you all for the next 5 minutes while I do this fight," and did it. Yeah, it worked. I just got lucky though, really, and he did like 2 of those quick time phases where I had to hit the button, and it was just like instead of trying to do it 3 or 4 times in a row. And from all I could tell, it was just random. So maybe there's a way to trigger it, and I was just triggering it until that last time. But yeah, I got lucky, I guess. But either way, really good game. Can recommend. And there's a second difficulty that's even harder than the first time. But my first playthrough, it gives you a time when you beat it. So my first full playthrough, beating the extra boss at the end, was 8 hours. So pretty cool game. Now it's got a speedrun mode, and I'm like, let's go, here we go, yeah. But yeah. Other than that though, GBO2 stuff. Got A+ right before this. Woot woot. Pretty much that's what Emblem was memeing about the 450 and 400. And
Who's Emblem? I'm full Mangum.
Mangum, I'm sorry. Sergeant Mangum here. But and then the Turkey Day stuff. I had lots of turkey. And then so instead of like what we did, where I've been quarantining, everything's good. So I went over to my grandparents. I was like, yeah, I get to eat. Woo! And then but most of my family and stuff, what they did is they came by and they just got food. So my grandma would like set food out on the porch, and then they would do the awkward like wave and talk from their car to the house and stuff, and go out.
And it was like extra awkward because I was just sitting on Magnum's couch. And no one wanted to ask, like, who is that?
Just waiting for
Little
him
do
to
they know,
come back.
everybody, everybody ask who that is. Like, it's GamingEmblem. Gaming. Anyway, sorry, that joke is beaten to death. Anyway, go ahead, man.
So
Keep going.
Gaming who?
Thank you, Magnum.
But yeah, so anyway, she still fixed a ton of food like she normally does. So I've got turkey for days, and dressing for days, and pink stuff, which is like pineapple salad, I think is what it's called. which literally I typed in like pineapple salad online and found something that
It
literally
just
said
showed up.
it just said pink stuff, and I was like, yes, someone else knows. Yeah, they're like, my family calls it pink stuff, and I'm like, yes, so does mine. Woo. But
Hashtag relatable.
oh no. Fair enough. Touche. Well played, GG. But anyway, then yeah, so I got a bunch of food in there. I also got some food that I probably shouldn't have with how much sugar it has, like an actual pineapple cake with like a glaze.
Ooh,
It's got a sugar glaze on it and everything, and I'm like,
fuck yeah.
okay, let's
Go.
measure out. Let's take. Okay, there's a centimeter this way, 1/4 of an inch that way. There we go. Here's my bite. Oh man, this is so good. And then I put the rest up.
Dude, none of these pictures of pineapple salad are pink. There's like one of a pineapple salad in a pink bowl, but they must add something to it.
Well, then type pink stuff.
Pink stuff.
Pepto Bismol shows up instead.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. There's a pink house.
Pineapple
a
salad,
a
pink
square
stuff.
of
Hang on,
pink.
hang on. I typed. Okay,
There's a sauce.
wait.
There's a
Try.
pizza sauce called pink stuff.
Oh no.
Okay. Pink lady salad. Try that.
That's pink. That looks like either
That's
sherbet
rude.
or diarrhea, though. Hopefully.
Well, it's
oh
also
God!
called.
What is
There's
this?
also one called cheese salad.
I think I might find what you're talking about. It's like almost like French onion dip, but it's pink and might have berries in it.
The best ambrosia salad. That's kind of close, but not exactly.
I had to just link it from the search.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put this in the Discord chat.
Like,
I see a lady in a pink shirt
There
with
you
a
go.
pink background.
There you go. There's a lot that are close to it. Because the thing is, it's like Cool Whip,
Wow, they just stopped.
pineapple, Cool Whip. So this one has fat-free whip topping, coconut. Nope, don't do any coconut in that. I don't like coconut. The one that says pink lady salad, I think, looks really close to it. I'm actually gonna go to the recipe, but anyway, yeah, Thanksgiving stuff and things. Oh wait, yeah, here we go. Well, this one's made with cottage cheese instead of cream cheese. But yeah, it's like cream cheese, Jello. Yeah, okay, that's it. The pink lady salad. That's pretty much it. Jello.
Okay, it
instead
was
of cottage cheese, cream cheese, pineapple, Cool Whip. So instead of the cottage cheese, we use cream cheese.
It looks nasty.
Cream cheese, strawberry, Jello, Cool Whip, and pineapple.
It's made out of. It sounds like it's made out of good stuff.
Yeah, it's made out of sweetness. It just don't look very good.
Oh, it is.
Online pictures.
It is fantastic. I mean, they look pretty. Well, I mean, that one where it's kind of plopped on top of each other. Yeah, it kind of looks more like ice cream or something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Only not frozen. But anyway, normally, yeah. So
speaking of pineapple and things that are yellow, what about this C1 Gundam?
Oh, what about the new yellow suit? Whoa!
Yeah, let's go.
Transitions.
Pineapple support.
Pineapple support. Oh no.
Doesn't taste like pineapple,
no.
chat.
No pineapple, no.
Okay, so what do we
I take that back. I would have put a Zeta Plus C1 on my pizza. Raid main, by the way. I will feast.
All about that pepperonis.
We'll play it.
But
okay,
sorry, we're on the new suit.
Yeah,
yes.
So let me know when you. Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing a practice thing, and I've been doing it the whole time because I thought
Okay.
we were gonna. But I should have known better.
Oops.
Talking about motherfucking pineapple salad.
Hey man. I said food coma and already loopy, so yeah. So anyway, what do you think of it as somebody who actually has it?
Ow. That's how I think of it.
Ow.
It does a lot of cool stuff, and it has the same kind of like movement and smooth transitions as the other Zetas, except it's got support problems in which it can get snacked out of the sky with like a second, and generally doesn't take damage very well.
Were you getting knocked out for normal stuns? Because I
Yeah,
know like
normal
Core
stuns.
in Discord, and I could have swore there was one moment where like I hit you for 2-hit melee combo and you were zipping around and you just kept on going.
Also, legit, a pilot can hit it with a rocket and it will just fall down. So,
Wait, really?
yeah, it's
That's a
just
normal
regular
stun.
stun. It has no damage control or like flight protection or whatever. So it's just
Oh, really?
it
It
gets
doesn't
touched,
gain
if
the
it
skill of
gets
flight mode?
hit, if it gets hit with something that stuns in the sky, it will just fall out of the sky.
I thought flight mode by default had just had that extra.
I thought it did too, but maybe it was individual skills.
Huh.
Because I know when I fought against one, I just treated it like any other flying suit for the most part, so I really wasn't thinking about it.
I thought I shot it with my MLRS missiles though when I was playing earlier today, and it just was like, I'm gonna keep on going. Which there was also a normal Zeta Plus, so I could have confused it. Yeah. I mean,
It's kind of hard. I mean, it is easy to confuse and also kind of hard because the cannon when it's in
the
its flight
cannon
mode
is. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
hilarious. It sticks out so much.
I don't think I would make that
I'm
mistake.
coming for you, bitch. You're not gonna do nothing? Okay. That was weird. He just sat there.
I like how the beam went backwards.
Yeah, because it was clipping through the fucking mountains. Like, well, it still has to hit him. Okay, so that was a half hour of me just doing that. I gotta get back in.
Okay, well, we know how long we've been going.
Yeah.
Whoops.
44 minutes.
Yeah, the skill description doesn't say anything about giving you like innate resistance for like the transformation.
It's not real.
So. It probably is coupled up with other skills.
Wait a minute. Rating has nothing for either level of this thing.
Interesting.
Gross.
Oops.
What the fuck? Why? Alright, so just go back.
It broke.
Practice.
It broke.
What the hell?
That's a little weird.
But yeah, the other interesting thing is that it has a variable firing type for the smart gun. So when you're on the ground and you have a charge shot ready, it'll actually do a heavy stagger on an opponent. And when you are flying and you charge it, which by the way counts as its own separate thing and charges faster, it will pierce instead. I guess they didn't want things flying around to do heavy staggers.
Oh man.
I mean, I'll take the.
Also, it still does the clipping thing because of how long it is. So that should have went through him, and it just hit him, and then went up.
Backwards.
Honestly, the pierce fire might be better. Like as a support, you see your teammate going in on somebody, so you like transform and just shoot through their back after they did a knockdown. Like support
hit your air brakes and just like charge it and.
Yeah.
Okay, it did it again though. It deflected up and hit this guy.
Yeah, because it was just a little too close.
It's clipping again.
I mean, it sticks out really far though.
It's really long. So this gun, you really had to try to do that from like further away, which is a little rough. Just because it gives people more time to like just notice you and stun you out of the sky. But yeah, air brake's gonna be your best friend if you want to try to line that up properly. Which you would just hold down L2 if you're using regular controls. Whatever you do for your crouch, essentially. Also has a combo controller. Has the hit beams from the A1, which also had their own charge when you're in the air.
So
you can still only shoot 3 times though, and it overheats.
Yep, and because of that,
wait,
and I think
5
it has
in the air? Interesting.
I think. Let me see something. I know on the ground it doesn't. Okay, no, I think I might have missed some of that. But I don't think they stun. They do a lot of damage though.
I know I saw one fly by and stagger, but I didn't know if they like actually
I think also
tackled
has
into
damage
him.
control, so that doesn't count.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They
This
hit
is
that
saying
one.
the thigh
Let me
beam
try
gun
to
has a
do it on the
17% stagger rate.
Okay, so the flying one does stun. 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, both of them do if you don't have a damage control suit in front of you.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense because if the hip ones are, you're still only getting 3 shots. That's what 30,
Mhm.
34.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's 35 per shot on the transformation version, and 17 per shot on the thigh gun. But weird thing though is they refer to the flight one as one value, but the transformation or the non-transform ones is 17 times 2. So I don't know if the beams just shoot simultaneously or something.
yeah, they shoot at the
Yeah.
same time
Oh.
on the hip, and then
Okay.
they
And then when you're
alternate.
flying, they alternate. Yeah.
Well, no. I'm saying like from what this is saying, it's the opposite.
Oh well, then they fucked up.
Because yeah, from the standstill they say 17 times 2, but in the air it's 34.
Well, yeah, no, that's in
Or
the air
whatever.
they alternate, and on
35.
the ground they fire times 2.
Mm.
Right. Or like at the same time is what you're saying?
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
So like,
Okay,
literally right here,
so
bang, 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 and it's all at the same time.
well, it's
And
the
then
same
when you
amount of
fly,
shots then. Okay.
Yeah. Do. Okay.
Oh,
Sound
did you
effects
actually get
included.
6? Did you actually get 6 on that in the air? Or is that 5?
For the stun? Hold on.
No, I mean just shots. How many shots can you get off while you're in the air? Kind of what I'm trying to figure out.
The wiki says 6.
1,
6,
2, 3,
okay.
4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Like 7, I guess? Is what that looked like. But I think unless you're
Saying
talking
each
about
shot
like
has a 20% heat consumption according to
Okay.
this.
Wonder if it would be like
also doesn't have
8,
that
but
explosive thing, oh boy. So don't get too crazy with the melee. Or at least boost away afterwards.
You have 2 swings.
see, I was
Up
wondering
there
what
for
the whole
grades.
where the smart gun was called the smart gun. I was wondering what it would actually do.
Someone was saying something weird about it having ASL. It might have just been the deflection like clipping thing. Because it doesn't have a ring around it.
Yeah, see, I was curious if there was ASL. I know I said I wonder if it has ASL. Like I'm wondering what the smart gun gimmick actually is.
But it doesn't lock on. The smart gun
So,
gimmick is that the firing type changes
yeah, pretty much,
between the different modes.
which is cool. So it literally does everything. It stuns, it pierces, and it hard staggers.
I kind of wish it would also just like. I think this thing has the usual radar stuff, but it would be kind of cool if it could spot just because of the radome on it.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It'd be interesting to have a high level spotting suit too.
Especially since they're insistent on making the Pixie a fucking 600, and we'll get to that later.
Yeah, pretty much, right? But overall, like the this suit, my take on it is you've got a stagger that you can just move around and shoot. You don't have to worry about it. It's got good damage. You got the hip guns that have good damage. You can transform and fly. It's about time.
Yeah. Also, don't forget you can do the bump, or the flight check.
I
Should
forgot
have
to
transformed it to a tank.
I forgot to edit in. I forgot to edit in. Can like is a support.
Oh, also it doesn't stun when it's in flight mode for the
Oh, it's
main gun.
base. Interesting.
Interesting. So you
When you
trade that out
charge
for
up, does it
piercing.
does it stagger
Yeah.
when you full charge though? Okay.
Well, yeah, because it's piercing too. So
Yeah.
like, it's just a regular pierce shot at that point for the charge. Boop. I say that like the Palestinians don't like stream through people, but yeah, it just goes through and stuns.
Stagger value is really high on the transform smart gun though.
Is it like a
50%
1-2?
stun rate. Yeah, it's 50% stun rate on a normal shot and 60% on a full charge.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty fast. So
So you could probably just pop somebody twice if you really wanted to.
If they have maneuver arm,
stun them
move
up.
in and
or rather
move in and do your guns afterwards.
Mhm.
And then damage control, if
Ow.
they had that, you could yeah.
Lead with a beam shot, bang, 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 switch back and hit him while they're staggered or something.
Just make sure you fire first.
Mhm.
Fuck. Also, hails are the devil because it's underslung.
Definitely seems like a suit where you'll want to leverage your transformation mode to put out more damage.
Oh yeah. If anyone who's been forced to do that in the Gaza Sea, they'll feel right at home here.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Like this is like
the next
What the
logical
Gaza Sea
step.
should have been.
I was trying to think
This
of a
is
way
what we
to
thought it was going to be. Put it that way, right? But it still
yeah.
has the flight protections, even if it doesn't have them as much as other flying suits, compared to this thing, which gets stunned by like a singular boop.
That still is kind of funny realizing that. But I mean, still, if you position well and use it to get around with, and then use it to follow up and do the damage you need to.
Yeah,
it
you
works.
still need a front line. You can't be doing like shit like you would normally do in the A1 or like, trying to gank like you're in a Zeta.
But I will
You
say,
gotta do it from mid to long.
it having the 2 melees, which is really cool, and the main thing is just having a moving ability to charge and do a heavy stagger is like one of the grossest things ever. And that's the only, like, if it didn't have that, if it didn't have the ability to move and do what it does,
Ugh.
I would probably have to yeah, I'd probably have to say that
This thing is fucking
If I had a standing
trash.
charge, the suit would be unplayable. I'll say it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like,
The fact that you're still standing still for the hit beams is already dangerous as it is, but they're trying to assume that you got a stun in already, and you're not stupid. So
yeah. At least they chunk though. I mean, even in the
Yeah.
A1, the hit beams chunk,
Mhm.
and at that
Those aren't
point you
even
have time
firing
advantage.
focused either. So like, I find it really weird, and maybe there's a reason for it, but like I see a lot of A1 players when they do their hips, they actually just like tap them out instead of just letting the volley rip.
They're probably trying not to overheat.
Yeah, probably trying not to overheat, and then probably just trying to just get whatever they can in, and then move, because they're a raid. But yeah, I mean, with the ability to heavy stagger though and move,
But
like even without it though, I still think it would be an okay suit. But like that literally is a difference between just an okay suit and then something that is what I would say could compete with for a spot with the MLRS is kind of my main point. Like you could definitely, like, if it didn't heavy stagger, you could probably fight the Hamahama, or what else do we got? The 7th Gundam or anything like that, right? It would definitely be on par with those. But
That Gengalku Jaeger.
oh yeah, that thing.
oh god.
I hate that thing's kind of fallen off. And the reason being, I think, really, is before it was like, well, it has crazy damage at 450. Well, it has crazy damage at 500. It still has pretty awesome damage at 550. And then, now we're at 650. And I think it's just had issues of scaling, which I'm just going to look back at the Mudrock now and be like, why?
I mean, the Mudrock by comparison is in a good spot because at least it has ballistic stuff on its weapons.
Yeah, that is true. At this point, everything is beam and or everything is beam resistant. Like that right there. Luckily, the shoulders on the Cubile, which we'll get into here later. Hallelujah! Oh my gosh, it feels so good.
You definitely feel it.
Hitting a volley of missiles with the MLRS. Is good. Yes, tasty. But yeah. Anyway, as far as the C1, I mean, it's
5,000. That's so stupid.
Yeah, that's insane. And just to be able to shred it like that, and you're doing beams on a suit that's resistant to beams. That's crazy. But like, look at something that's going to heavy counter the Dovin Wolf. Like, you just decimate that in this thing.
Especially since you can do Zeta shit to it and just go in there like that and
Yeah.
Like let loose with all your guns.
You can stagger it like that. You can heavy stagger it. But I mean, just to have a heavy stagger on
I
the
mean,
move.
you're
Well,
not
the
you're
heavy
not
stagger is going to
staggering
get
shit.
downgraded.
Yeah, to a regular
Well, yeah.
stagger.
But I mean, you
So the
you
only
still
thing that's
break
gonna
its-
stagger is gonna be that and like the
Your
hip fire.
charge shot.
It has damage control, so you'd have to actually shoot it probably once and then.
Yeah. I don't really worry about stunning when it comes to fighting the Dovin. I just know that it's gonna die if I put damage on it, so
That's still 180%. So if you hit it with everything, so that's not too bad.
You'll definitely be able to poke it out,
Yeah.
which should be
oh
pretty
my
good.
god.
But the yeah, I definitely want this thing. Like this is a support that if I have it 650,
Uh-oh.
will be one of the out of my. If I get this, I'll have 4 different
This is
supports, and it'll be one of the only 2 that I would play out of those 4.
Oof.
So, yeah, kind of feels bad. Hama needs a buff. So does the so does the 7th. Needs another buff.
Hama seems pretty nice. I mean, the Palestine definitely has a lot more stuff going on, but Hama feels a lot like focused.
I'd say
kind of
the
appreciated for that.
I'd say the Palace Athene. Yeah, well, the thing is, the Palace Athene is still 100 below its cost too. Or sorry, 50 below its cost. So it's what 550 and 600. And I say at 50 below, it can do better than the Hama. So Vulcans are
I think it'll still
okay, I guess.
are good.
I was just
They're
noticing the
definitely
Vulcans.
Vulcans.
Mhm.
But yeah, what Emblem?
I was just gonna say, like, I'll preemptively say that this might be one of the first supports that would probably be able to run the with like no, never mind. No, it might be able to fulfill the like double support role at with a decent like without being like a complete like frontline liability. Um and I guess and before everyone in chat is triggered, 2 supports is perfectly viable, yeah.
They're totally
But
not. But that's
this
okay.
thing is
6v6.
this thing has really
Maybe.
the thing has
Even
decent
I will say that.
maneuverability.
That's it. The 6v6.
Yeah, I think you have to definitely be in a 6v6.
I'd rather
sure.
have the double support than the double raid at 6v6.
I feel you there. Rage just get bullied.
Yeah. Personally, I don't think 6v6 even double raid is really viable.
No.
Yeah, you don't need more than one anyway.
However good you think you are, you're gonna very quickly find out you're gonna get clapped just trying to go in there.
Now,
Or should
6
get
raid, on the other hand. But
maybe the Mark II Cubile is the only one that can get away with it.
Oh lord.
Maybe 2 of those.
yeah, there you go. But it's pretty nice. I think the MRS still has an edge on it, especially since like one keynote is that the Zeta Plus C1 doesn't have a shield. Which on one hand you might be like, well, that's better because it flies, like it doesn't matter, gets one shot by stuns and knocks out of the air apparently anyway. So there's nothing to worry about with your shield exploding and taking you out. And because when I first I was like, man, as a raid, I'm gonna be so sad because I'm gonna do all this hard work to get to the support, and he's just gonna fucking fly away. And honestly, that'll probably still happen. Because you have to
kill
like
you off anyway.
Yeah. But you'll have this situation where like I think anybody's playing the C plus, unless you're treat like any other beam suit and don't overheat your rifle unless you're confirming a kill. Or if you see the raid is coming and you freaking kneecap that motherfucker and then you fly away and you flip him the Hawaiian peace sign and spam need support while you fly towards your team and they're getting up off their knee. Yeah, pretty much. Got him! Yeah. Monka steer your ass right back to your team. But it's like that'll probably be its strong point. It's just it looks like it has good range. So you'll be able to get some decent pokes in. Because I mean the smart gun's a 450, so that's not bad. You have like decent stats. The motherfucker has balancer, force injection. If you're in space, it has AMBAC. It's one of the 4 supports, or it's the 4th support with combo controller.
Now they just
That's
need to
pretty
give
cool.
it control on top of all that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm curious to see like what's its like stats all the way down, defense and stuff like that, and then
25. Yeah, I can pull out of here in a second.
Yeah,
What level
let's
do you have,
talk skills.
Gustav? 1 or 2?
Oh god.
They're level 2 or level 1, Gustav?
This is a little 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But
If you want to, I don't know if Gustav's done training. I can just read the level 1 stuff, and Gustav can fill us into level 2 once he's
okay.
there.
Yeah,
I don't know
so
if he's
dude,
in a match.
let me know when the level 1 stuff's done. I can just get out.
Sure. The HP at level 1 is 16,000. Live ammo correction is 27. Same for beam.
Okay,
Melee
that's
resist is 12. It has 45 range damage modifier. And I'm gonna still Gustav's Thunder a little bit. 25 for melee modifier on both levels, so
Mhm.
it stays consistent. Movement speed is 120. Oh, I'm just go down the list, but I'll let Gustav do the level 2 stats before we start going into the other stuff, I guess.
You
what's it
suppose.
part slot stuff?
9, 20, and then 15 at level 1.
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, another one that has a lot of medium, kind of awkward.
It's got the mids. Might be for reload parts.
Yeah, I was gonna say you definitely want to take advantage of that. Maybe even doing some melee.
Might as
or
well. Those
or-
mid slots aren't doing much else.
You could also do beam
Put in those
resist.
body parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be like the HP parts and like what was it, melee resist 3 or something?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
what is
so
it?
from the top, I guess. 1800 health for the level 2. Ballistic
that's
resistance
nice.
29. Beam resistance 29. Melee resistance 14. Range strength 50. Melee strength 25. Movement strength or movement speed is 120. Top speed is 190. Duster gauge is 70. And turning speed is 63. Part slots from top to bottom are 10, 22, and 16.
This is transform speed.
So transform speed is
you got-
240. Movement speed in that is 175.
Gustav, I'm glad I'm not
Is
the only
turning
one
speed
who
also
likes to
lowers?
say
It's
like
like 140 is
100 instead of
48.
1,000.
Yeah, it's just one less stuff, right?
No, I hate it whenever I do that. And then I heard you do it too. I was like, oh, thank goodness, it's not just me.
I'm really glad that the health actually goes up by 2,000 there, because like that's a big deal. Like if it wasn't,
Well, 250 is plenty. The Mark II just fine.
deserves only 250.
Damn.
That's 250,
Damn.
not 2,500. Those who are listening at home.
But
The
anyway.
Mud Rock and the Mark II are fine. Go ahead.
Oh man, not the mud rock though. It deserves more than that. It got treated dirty, and I spent a 10 spin on something that I didn't know was that bad. That's really more the reason why I'm salty. But
Oof.
even though I didn't get it, like I probably would have been even more sad if I got it, probably. But at least this way I could just be salty about it instead. But yeah, the just having that extra health and being able to put some health parts on it, you can get close to 20k. Like that's one of the big deals where like the A1 has
Actually,
20k health.
I'm at 21 right now because I have the 1 and 2 for the new model frame.
Yeah,
As
exactly.
strength of 5. Anti-melee 3 and thruster control 3 and then a couple firing programs.
But yeah, the yeah, if it didn't have that kind of health stat though, then I would slightly be a little disappointed. But
Also
fact that-
interesting that it's ranged and melee rates for its weapons are actually the same, 2100 across both of them.
That's kind of cool.
2205 for the level 2, and then 2205. Damn, yeah, so just even across the board.
It's got standard modifiers too, in regards to melee. So, your first hit's 100 and second hit is 50, whereas the neutral is 100% damage. The side swing is 75, and the downswing is going to be 130.
I am kind of surprised though that its melee mod is kind of the same thing. That was kind of interesting that it just stays consistent, and that it actually has so much melee mod. Like I wondered if they were, because they were just going to give it the second swing, if it was just going to have like trash melee mod. I was wondering if that was going to be an issue, but yeah.
It's surprising. So,
but skills. When you transform it, there does it actually show anything else for skills, or what is it?
it just like shades them down. I guess the other big thing would be the ram attack, transform flight, anti-blast stabilizer, which is interesting. It gets stabilizer when it's transformed, but it doesn't get it when it's actually in humanoid. So,
I mean, I guess that makes sense, because if it did a ram attack and the thing exploded because you killed it with the ram attack, then
Right.
you would just get knocked on the ground.
But the funny
That
thing
would
is,
suck.
is that like you still get heavy staggered when you finish off with a melee, unless you're able to like boost out of there. So, but yeah, it's got
Yeah, I'd almost take falling on the ground rather than the heavy stagger, to be honest, half the time.
right. Because at least one gives you fucking iframes after the
Right.
personnel radar and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Special wings cushioning, so it's only 15 off because it's level 2.
I think we've covered everything though on it. I guess final thoughts.
I like it. It transitions well. It's definitely has the same chops as its other Zeta brethren. It's nice that they've completed the trifecta now. Kind of makes you wonder what they're gonna do with some of the other variants, or if they're even gonna bother with them now. But it's good. I kind of like the way the smart gun works. Part of me just wants to be greedy and have a heavy stagger on transformation, but the piercing is a really cool touch.
Piercing would be really cool in space too, for sure.
Well, yeah, also because it's a transformable suit, it has no compatibility at all. Seems to be a prevailing thing for transformable suits, at least so far.
Honestly, I was kind of expecting to see it do something for space, but
I thought it was going to be space only, honestly,
oh,
especially when I saw the
I'm so
picture.
glad that
Because
it
like
was not.
when it came out, I was literally saying like, someone find out this is ground
Oh
usable,
yeah, that's right.
because
The
if it's
gods
space
have
only.
space reference.
But I was gonna say, if it was
Wait, no,
space
it
only,
doesn't.
that would be hilarious.
Oh my gosh, I know you'd be laughing at me like.
Whereas
I
you
think I'd
lied to
even
me.
said it.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think I even said it like literally the podcast before or something. I was like, if they ever give us a flying support or a transformable support, watch it be space only. So I was really hoping that it wasn't going to be usable on the ground. It'd have been hilarious. Supports
Well, I
only
mean,
get nice things in the atmosphere, or out of the atmosphere, I should say.
like as soon as I saw what it was, though, like I kind of got spoiled as to, to not have any doubts once I saw what it was, because everybody's like, "There we go, Magnum's gonna be happy.
Yeah,
He's
we're all getting
it's
hyped.
finally here," and I'm like, "Oh man,
Over here taking 5,000 years to load in.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. So I'm
what do
like,
you do?
okay, so it's a support.
Like,
It's obviously a
come on, man.
support. It's either the O or it's a support. I know it's one of those. So
It's a support. Oh my god.
so like
No, Salter brought up a good point too. Like, and I'm probably inclined to disagree, or inclined to agree, I should say, not disagree. But he was saying they probably wanted to do something to incentivize people actually rolling on supports as well. Because I could see supports being the least rolled banners, just because they aren't
Yeah.
very maneuverable. All I have going for them for the most part for a long time is damage.
The Zissa came and went real quick. Let's put it that way. For as many people who were hoping that that thing was.
Yeah, it's kind of sad not seeing it as much. I still want it. Like it's still like there's right now 2 supports that I don't have that I want. Zissa and the C1. Those are 2 things that I'm still rolling for. So, but as far as my final thoughts on it though, there was one thing you pointed out, Emblem, and I'll try to.
Mhm.
You were talking about approaching. Oh, by the way, I couldn't help but just keep laughing earlier. So the reason why I was trying not to burst out laughing was I just remember last night. Or I keep saying last night because I keep thinking today's Thursday. Just because we're doing the podcast anyway. Two nights ago, I and also yesterday, I pretty much slept all day. It disappeared. Yesterday just disappeared in a dream, man. But like pretty much all I remember though from Banner Night is you just like it was like, oh, Emblem's approaching me. I'm actually completely terrified because he's a raid and I'm a support. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And then you were just like you just saw on your radar like the just the murderous intent approaching you, and you were just like "Ah!" and then you just immediately backward.
Are you talking about that game in a striker when I dipped out?
Like,
Yeah, you were
Why
like-
me? I was like, fuck
you're
me,
like-
your whole team's coming. Like,
You're
no
like
way, man.
you're like
you
like
got bullied really bad.
you were close enough. You could have just
I sure did.
you could have definitely just slapped me with that, but you were just like
Nah, not today,
like
man.
like man, you stopped. Like I'm like, oh no, it's like I'm gonna be crushed by something like against a wall, and I'm like, my eyes closed. I open up and I just see you going away, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. What are you doing, huh? You scared? You scared? That's right. Ray's scared of this support. Yeah. It's not that I have an entire team.
Yeah.
to just
Man was over here slapping his
Yeah.
chest, and all his fucking
Yeah,
generals are like 60 feet tall, like
Go over
behind
here
him.
mauling a raid. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Step up, bitch. Let's go.
Oh no,
Magnum
I
never
just
looks behind him. It's like, yeah, Saku,
That'll work, yeah.
yeah. Meanwhile, I got like the full the whole like meme of like the like just that's the raid in generals. Like who has nobody done like the black.com like meme with the generals in a raid? Has that not happened yet?
The what.com?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. No
Yeah.
one usually calls it that. It's usually just the couch, but okay.
But like the
I'm not
Not
sure.
yet.
I'm not sure what you're talking
Not
about.
yet.
oh my gosh, somebody
I
needs to
wouldn't
do
be
that.
surprised. It has to happen at some point.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
Just like the
which meme is it?
The girl on the couch, and then there's like the 4 dudes behind her.
Oh, okay. I did not know the name of that. Okay. I mean, they did it in Build Fighters with the Pixie. It's the banner image. It's the banner image for my channel right now.
We need to
You
make
would
that.
say the pixie. You would say the pixie out of all
Yeah,
things.
I mean,
Oh my
dude,
gosh,
I had a clip of it.
that is
Like, I was
completely
watching it on
accurate.
stream. I literally had to stop and be like, hold the fuck up. Like, how did they know?
They
Like,
knew.
I've been playing Battle Op, man. Hold on a
Alright.
second. I got to say it to my computer. I'm gonna send it to you guys.
I was
real
gonna
quick.
say, put that in Discord,
That's
dude. Like what?
awesome.
Oh man, like is it actually a scene in Build Fighters though, or?
Oh
whichever one?
yeah, like it's
Oh,
in the
that is
first or
great.
second episode, man.
You know
Let's
what? I
see,
need to
where did I
watch this
put
show
that?
now. I think you just got me on to watching this show. I know what I'm
That's
gonna.
the-
I know what I'm
That's
gonna
the
watch.
hook. They had a dank meme in there.
Oh, here it is. Yes, I named
We brought it back
it
to the dank memes.
PixieLife.png.
Oh no. Are you putting it in the call or are you putting it in the podcast?
I put it in the
chat?
call.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh my god.
oh
yeah,
wait.
pretty much.
Oh
No,
wait.
that's
this
Yeah.
is
accurate, That's accurate Pixie gameplay.
yeah.
That is in a 5v5. That is accurate Pixie gameplay. Oh, okay. Well, that's a perfect way to kind of segue into the patch notes here in a second. But Right
Listen,
before that,
Speaking
though.
of Pixies getting bodied,
let's talk about those unit changes.
But yeah, for real though,
Available-
but yeah, my final thoughts though on the C1, and I'm gonna go ahead and close down your stream too as well, Gustav. But my final thoughts, what I would say is, as far as what you were saying though before Emblem, is where like you pop in and you show up and then you hit them and then run kind of thing. The reason why I think this has a good chance to actually fight back against a raid is you can play the poke game with a knee stagger. Like that's insane. And even though things will get dialed down, because you either got maneuver armor at the time or whatever. So instead of getting hard staggered, but the thing is, like, if you just if you're good at the poke game, like if you play Gelgoog, like I would say anybody who plays Gelgoog is gonna probably be right at home with this thing. Like this thing's probably great for Gelgoog players because you can either do the charge up and you pop out and poke with the full charge. I guess I don't know. I feel like the Alex would be something more where people are kind of going ham more with it rather than trying to play a poke game. But any kind of suit, if you play kind of poke and kind of peek out or peek game, I guess might be a better way to put it. Like this suit is going to be great for anybody who plays like that. And then also just the fact that you can stagger and then go into a nice melee combo. And it looks like the melees are pretty solid. So it looks like it's going to be good to combo with. It has everything to combo with, and just that extra transformation shots that you get in is going to be key to getting that extra damage and follow up. And the thing is that gets you into the fight too, or around wherever you need it. So as long as you don't get too crazy with the transforming, which I've seen a lot of people do, then it should be fine. But
Gotta get that extra pew pew in there. Also, there's a guy in my match called Shatter Magnum. I think your
Another Magnum
rival has
clone.
arrived.
that is awesome.
But yeah, I feel you there. I can see people playing like that. I just think the MLRS will still kind of be the mono y mono,
Yeah.
but this one definitely doesn't have definitely has a spot. Like unlike what you call it, the or whatever, where I couldn't see it making it past week 1. I think we'll see the C1 next week for sure. Outside like fringe matches, I think it'll be something that you'll either see MLRS or this suit.
Yeah.
Especially when people start getting their hands on it.
Yeah, I can definitely see
But
this as an or.
MLRS is probably more sweaty.
Yeah. The only reason why I would see this now too is because when we get into the changes, spoilers, Q-Blade got nerfed. High five. Let's go. So if the Q-Blade was still really prominent, then this probably wouldn't be a big deal.
It'll still be. I think the Q-Blade will still be
be
prominent.
I mean, like, you're probably not going to see.
It's just gonna die faster.
3
But
or
it's gonna
4
do the same
Q-Blades
shit.
every team, though. I don't think we're going to see 3 or 4. We
Yeah,
might,
I mean things are starting to mix up a
but-
little bit more now, anyway. But
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. But that buff does make the MLRS better as well, though.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, the MLRS was already the
Or nerf, I should
support.
say.
The MLRS was already the support to kill the Q-Blade anyway, and so that's kind of what's incentivizing the. What I'm saying is to swap to different suits. Whereas most of the other suits, the MLRS doesn't really do as much unless you're fighting. Well, I mean, the Dovin Wolf and the Double Zeta, yes, but the Dovin Wolf you can't
murder.
you can't stagger it though, really, with the MLRS. So that's one of the downsides when fighting one. So when there's just one on the enemy team,
Really, it seems that could be pretty easy since you're firing multiple rockets and you have murderous
the
Vulcans.
rockets,
Like I
you
can't
could hit
imagine
it
it being hard.
You could hit it with 50 million rockets, and you'll never stagger because it's got the shock absorber thing. You can't actually, like, the actual cumulative stagger. I don't think is enough to break its damage control with just rockets. Could be wrong.
Not even with a Vulcan follow up. Like,
well, I mean, you have
don't
to.
know.
You have to
might be
follow up
right,
with Vulcans. You have to follow up with Vulcans just anyway in your combo. But like, I still haven't seen one stagger right after it. So unless I'm staggering them during and I'm just not noticing. But like, I just send the volley and then they're just like charging through it. Like I've seen some just straight charge up through my volley and then just shotgun laser me and then knock me over and then GTFO. So they've been doing some
It's
pretty
2
cool stuff.
rockets that come out.
Yeah, 2 rockets on the main weapon and
Yeah.
then 3 on the backpack.
Yeah, that's only 70%, so it shouldn't stun.
Yeah, you need 160 just to break that thing's damage control. So, but
I
yeah,
figured they would fall over dead.
I mean that's the thing.
Before we
Normally,
need to worry about it.
normally, well, that's what if I hit with everything, they're just dead. But I mean, if I just hit with 1 and then hit with the 2, they're about half health, and then they can knock me over or do something about it. But so I mean, I still got the damage on them, but I can't just like cripple them and laugh. Like I got to be like, hey, you're dying. Hey, I'm tapping you on the shoulder. You're about to die. Okay, you killed my you killed my raid or my other teammate that's a general. But okay, now you're dead. Fine. So I've been going up and just down swinging them in the back because they just ignore me because they're like, oh no, he's gonna kill me anyway. Better do something else. But yeah, it's definitely a good counter for like the Dovin Wolf though. I think the Tristan has crappy beam resist too, so it'd be great against that. But
I think MLR seems to handle the Dovin Wolf like I do. Like I've been playing a GPO1 a lot at 650 recently, and I just walk up and downswing them, and they're like,
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just downswing them in the back, and I'm like,
body.
get wrecked because they just
Where's all my health gone?
But
or like the Q-Blade Mark II, just follow funnel.
Oh my gosh, that is gross.
Just ruined a whole day. It's great.
I still say that again. About the only thing that I could see multiple raids on is the Q-Blade Mark II right now. It is insane. It is just dumb how good the thing is. But anyway, so yeah, C1. I hope to see one.
Boo. Boo, I say.
Sorry, I was channeling my inner emblem there on that one. But I really want to see one. I really want it. But anyway, so the patch notes and stuff. If I can type. Apparently, I can't type capital letters. There we go. So patch notes. Here we go. So we got series battles. Yeah, that's a thing.
Sure is neat.
What do we think?
That's a cool filter they put on to the matches.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole lot else to say about it. Right?
I know, that's the funny thing. There's a lot here to look at, but there's not too much to say. I mean, that's the weird part, right? It's just like it's cool, I guess. I mean, I might play one day or maybe in customs at some point. But yeah, that's about all I got.
And before you guys watching, like the guys in a downtown and the hangar are a bunch of non-fun loving meta slaves, but like, come on, man. They just added a filter and they took extra stuff and even put it in our quick matches and stuff like that. But they didn't take any of the necessary like extra what for me, what it feels like should have been extra steps to make it even better. And then like this plus patch notes were the only changes made leading into December. Like, I don't know, man. They could have done a little bit and made like this part of the game even better. Like add iconic music from the show.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Oh, dude.
If we're not even adding new music, like because
it's
in a perfect world,
a hot minute. Like even the Zeta
stuff
didn't add anything, and it should have.
We need to get the Zeta songs.
Oh yeah.
But like in a perfect setting, whenever I'm in the Gundam thing, if I'm in Gundam, I want Fly Gundam playing in the background, or if I'm in a Zaku, like Sha, whatever,
Yep.
Yeah,
that kind of shit.
I like 10 Years After. That's a good song.
Are you guys sure you like Gundam? Like, are we on the same wavelength here? What's happening?
This game was made by Bamco, right? I'm sure like music rights, they have to pay somebody a little bit of money
We'll just
I
tap the
don't
versus guys on the soldier and be like, all right, just give us some of that.
Yeah. Can we borrow some of that music you guys have license over there? Thanks, bud. Put it in
For
our
real.
video game. That would have been nice. Them.
I mean, they've got it
I'm
in
okay for them having it on
Beyond.
any map. Yeah.
So how? I mean, it doesn't make much sense to me. Like, how in
And
that?
I'm sure BattleUp makes enough money to license a song in their video game. You know?
Oh yeah, if we're looking at how much money in Beyond makes compared to how much money
This thing
BattleUp
makes
makes,
per banner.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That's not even like a flex. It's more of just
More of the fact that they're more like
realistic look of-
thoroughly covered while
Yeah.
making less.
But like overall though, it's one of those things like everybody's like, hey, do we want to do like a battle where we reenact some stuff and everybody picks certain
Mhm.
things, and I mean that's pretty much what this does. Only it forces it, and then it forces it in quick match. And the thing is, I know some people who definitely don't want to do this at all.
Yeah.
And
It's a waste of
feels
a slot
weird.
when they're not expanding the lobbies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they
like
should have added a
weekend
third
battles
slot for that.
Well, like weekend battles, right? It should be if they're gonna have it, it either should be in the same slot that weekend battles takes place in, or it should be a extra slot that, which I guess, I don't know, maybe they should alternate it in with weekend battles or have a day, one day of the weekend that or something like that. Because like having it in just in the normal schedule of things, when it hits, I've already had people be like, wait a minute, so why isn't there another one in quick match? Because I don't want to do rated right now. And this is the cost I want to do in quick match right now, but it's I can't use any of the suits I want to use. What is
Heavily
this?
filtered. Especially for newer players too. Like again, this seems like something that was made for us who would have like a billion suits already. And that's assuming that you whaled enough to have said billion suits.
I will say though, it's nice having to filter because now you don't have to do full pre-mades in order to do stuff like that.
Yeah, that is true.
The base idea behind it is cool. It's just BB Studios just did what they usually do and just did the minimum. I swear to God, I keep turning this off and it always shows back up.
Like here it is, go nuts.
And the real question is though, like, how long till they touch this up? Because there's already a lot of problems with the quick or the custom matches though. Because you know how you got to find the custom match?
Oh God, that's
because
right.
guess what? Guess what, Emblem? When you
even on
left,
passwords.
there was like
Mhm.
6 people who joined your lobby that then left and joined my lobby.
I noticed, yeah. That's
Because
funny.
in order to
This is
join my
the same
lobby,
password.
no.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, yes, but mine didn't show up. You know why? Because I had it as a specific battle. They were not.
Yep.
You have to
weird.
select the one that the person has up in their custom match currently, or you don't see a thing.
That's dumb. That's literally how it doesn't. That's not how it works for literally every other game type. Why do you have to add an extra filter just for that and a password?
Or well, there's a bunch of filters, and then there's the password, but there's not a I don't care which one. I will take any.
You have to have both specified.
You have to have
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you literally could just do one filter and get every other game type. Like, why is that that? That's so strange.
It already shows up in their little example here that it just says series battle on the right side. So like apparently though, if you're searching with a password, you have to search for the exact one. Or actually, I'm gonna try to look this up right now because I know with a password you have to search for the exact same thing. But I'm curious if you can just kind of YOLO in to a custom and it'll say series, because their example picture here is that it should show series on the side. Okay,
yeah,
so either there's no series going on right now, or okay, so let's see. Let me go down to the series battle filter and 1 year war. Okay, never mind. They have it there for no reason, I guess. Cool. Of course I'm going into a series battle. I selected 1 year war. Of course I'm doing it. What the? Okay, never mind. You can't just. So yeah, there's no way to have a generic like any or none. It literally says none to begin with. So
Oh, I see why I would do it then.
yeah,
Because they need to add it to where it says any.
it
Okay.
says yeah,
That makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah, that's what. Well, Chad's the one who figured this out. So high five to him for that one. But because we were like, what? What's going on? You know, and I'm like, well, I guess I have to invite you. And then we were like, and then I think Gustav, didn't you have somebody on your end? And I think Chad had a couple on his end that were
Mhm.
like,
Like,
they
we
can't
can't see.
find it.
Yep.
So
So
yeah,
it's got problems.
I'm just again, they did the bare minimum, and I'm just afraid they're not gonna do anything else.
I mean, in the
Oh,
first
they
place,
won't.
like, um, fix that shit. So hopefully that gets touched up at some point.
Yeah, hopefully. Otherwise, I mean, surely there's gonna be enough people that complain about it. I hope. Because
I guess that's the other thing about whether or not people are even doing it, right? Because if not enough people do, they won't complain about it.
I mean, I'm gonna ask them where's series battle, like at them, like anybody who wants this to maybe get changed to have an any button, be like, I can't find any series battle. There's none popping up in custom battle. What's going on? Shouldn't there
And
be
don't just
some?
do that. When you add them on Twitter, you ask them what happened to the rest of the update. That's what that's what I wanted to
Okay,
do.
yeah,
Just
the
be
other
like,
thing is that the update yesterday was like 4 gigs, and it was like this, a couple other things, and then the usual suit additions for extra levels. So the big question was like, what took up so much space then?
Yeah, I'm
it's all the stuff
really
they
wanting
forgot
to
to turn on.
Or that they're just waiting until like the holiday thing to turn on?
maybe.
Because we had 2 phases for the winter thing, right? It's a snowy one, and then later on when, like, we're closer to holidays, it'll have extra Christmas shit.
Hmm.
You'll have, like, the Haro or, like, the Snow Haro up there and all that other
Oh yeah,
bull.
that is right. Yeah, I wonder what will it have a suit? Like, did the Alex and Comfort get swapped around?
It'd be kinda cool if they did. But also, like, you're gonna have the, limited missions and shit.
Oh, that is
So
true.
if we hit that update and it just rolls over, then we know that it was, but if not, then yeah, again, why the fuck was it 4 gigs?
Which I'm assuming all the Christmas stuff was in this patch.
Mhm.
Because if we didn't see snow yesterday, then I was gonna be like, or not yesterday, but well, you know what I mean. I'm
Yeah.
confused on what day it is.
The other day when the update happened.
Hey, if anybody's watching this on YouTube, they would never know if I said yesterday. They'd be like,
They
oh, he just
wouldn't.
posted it a day late.
What are
Got
you
it.
talking about? It's like I posted this the day after. It's like the middle of the weekend this thing dropped, like, the fuck?
Okay. So anyway, but the different things they have though, like it's kind of cool. It's weird the quick match thing. We kind of covered that. Um, I just like with them putting more stuff in and kind of making things limited and stuff. I know there's uh like a friend of mine said that they're probably about done with the game or are done with the game.
Those guys are
So
always so dramatic. They'll be back later.
I mean I don't know. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
shut
I'm pretty sure he's actually done with the game. Um, but
It's like I'm
I
already
mean him
hearing
as an
people say that
individual,
shit
not
about
like BB
again,
Studios.
like they're already done.
oh yeah, like I mean I'm pretty
Okay,
sure he quit playing the game. Like yeah, pretty
gotcha.
much. He's just like yeah, I'm finally I've been waiting to kind of quit, and now the game's feeling like a chore kind of thing. So it's kind of like yeah, fair enough.
You're like in the way. There you go.
So, but they're gonna have it at and I don't know if this is in the time zone that I'm in is how it's being displayed or what, but at 5 different times. What time is it now? It'd be up. No, it would have already changed. Darn it. But yeah, 5 different times of the day they'll have it in quick match, and it could be space, it could be ground. So have fun.
Should be Pacific time.
Is it? Oh yeah, that's right. It should be Pacific. So midnight Pacific, 6 a.m., noon, 4 a.m. or 4 p.m. rather, and 8 p.m.
We just
And
confirmed one should start in 20 minutes.
Oh,
Probably
Oh,
still be
okay,
on.
yeah. That would make sense then, yeah. And then, wait, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. 200 is 8
Oh,
o'clock.
yeah. That's right. Sorry, yeah. I'm thinking. Wait.
Confused Magnum noises. What's happening?
Well, then that's not right then, because they rotate on even hours for me, and in 20 minutes would be 11 p.m.
Uh-oh.
They should rotate on odd
What?
hours for you right now.
Well, I don't know. Unless it's in a different time zone. I mean, it's
Okay.
almost 8.
Yeah, here, let me link you this, and
But you're not on Eastern. Are you an hour behind? Well, you said it's almost 11.
I'm 3 ahead. So
Oh, okay. So you're on Eastern time.
yeah, so tell me what that time thing
Well,
says.
I mean, it could still rotate on odd hours for you.
Well, no,
I'll take a look at this though.
no, it's every 2 hours that it rotates. So it's evens now because of daylight savings, and it's odds on once we spring forward.
Give him a minute
yeah,
to figure
but
it out.
yeah, but if you're 3 hours ahead, like, and it starts at 8 for me, that would be 11 for you.
But it never is going to rotate on 11 for me though.
Then you must be mistaken. Like, unless they're doing something weird.
Because for me, it's literally midnight, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 every day.
Then the times are in your time zone, maybe.
Yeah, that's what that's why I was.
Which
So what
would
does
be
it say?
weird because it's specific. I mean, I just opened the same link and it still shows 8 o'clock.
Oh.
Are you sure you're not mistaken, Magnum? I don't know.
I mean, they only cover Pacific and JST, so.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. So I'm wondering if this, because sometimes they'll take the picture. Like if you look at the picture above it that says quick match, that is literally in Japanese. So I wonder if they just literally took the picture of that graph and that's literally JST time.
It could be the Japanese picture.
Because I'm
It could
pretty
be
sure
JST
they're
time.
on even hours too.
Yeah, because it's like a different designation.
You
for
open
the
the English page. Why don't I do this instead? Let me go to the Japanese section.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
It looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
according
the same
to
on
this,
the
the
Japanese
times would
one.
be the same. So they could have just copy pasted the Japanese picture, which is kind of stupid on their part. If that's the case, they need to do the English or the Western times. If that's the case.
Rip.
Yeah,
Okay.
you freaking weebs.
Okay, so anyway, but yeah, as far as what it covers then is the 1 year war, 8th MS team, War in the Pocket, Rise from the Ashes, and the Delaz conflict. So yeah, pretty much that means anything past like the like GBO2 doesn't have a specific game mode for it.
Oof. Yeah. They did kind of stop short. Like, this would have made sense maybe like a year ago.
Yeah, so like it's kind of weird that they didn't try to do anything with Zeta or double Zeta.
Yeah, especially when those have more stuff to use than fucking War in the Pocket.
Yeah, that's kind of the weird part. So again, I hope they're not done with it and this is just phase 1 and they decided, well, we didn't have anything for this month, so let's go ahead and roll out phase 1 and then do a phase 2 later. Maybe that's what they're doing.
I mean, we don't have any real good precedents though besides the simulator, and the simulator they barely touch, so
And
that's already got me concerned.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried. But so anyway, so yeah, there's that. If we have anything else. But
So
if not,
there should still be one starting, I think, because it's like what 5? It was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning in Japan. So it means the next one would be it's getting close to 6 a.m. over there. So there might still be one starting up if that's the case.
I mean, the Zoe MS
hour
team is
15.
right now.
Yeah.
Oh, is it going on right now? Okay.
Oh, wait, it is on right now?
7.
Okay.
Yes, I
Might be the
literally
6 to 8
is no one
o'clock.
else in the game because like
Oh,
you could
wait.
just add
No, I
somebody.
usually don't. I don't play during the podcast, though. No.
So I'd like, yeah, I could just look. I'm looking right now, and it's away at the MS team. 350 basic
so we
match in
must-
jungle.
Got it.
Okay.
We must be in the 6 or 7 o'clock time bracket then.
There we go.
And the interesting thing is because we're at the later times, they do have the extra lobby for the weekend battle, which is next to it as the mix-up, and then basic space is the other one.
Well, that's what I was saying. The weekend battle, they actually always add a third lobby for weekend.
And they should just keep it like that across the week any fucking way.
And then like the series battle should either disappear for the weekend or be on for the week at all times or something. Like, and there's probably so few people, from what I'm guessing, actually queuing for it. They could probably just leave it up all week anyway and just have it as its own
like separate thing.
4 different queues that show up. And a lot of people like the weekend battle stuff anyway. Simple battle, target shuffle, and all that anyway. So as long as there's one of those on ground, normally somebody's going for that anyway. So they could have like 2 ground in 1 space, and that would probably work to have a simple battle and the series battle going on at all time. But anyway, but yeah, if nothing else, then we'll go ahead and move on to I guess we'll go ahead and pass up the patch notes stuff, and we'll cover that last. Oh yeah, you can also search your suits while you're in your hangar and look at which ones you have from each series. Here we go. We have the now when you log in, you can see what is currently up for the premium medal bonus thing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been nice. I remember I saw it on Ginny, which I normally don't have any whaling going on. I was like, wait, did I hit platinum and not realize? Oh, no, it's just showing it now. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. Normally I start over there. Whoop. Okay, we'll do that next after this. But speaking of premium login bonus, and it's still not showing the proper suits on the English version of it.
But it's the Quell.
But we got the Zeong next month.
Ooh. That'll be
fun.
Oh, my Quell.
See a bunch of those zipping around next week.
Oh, and it's the first level 2 of any suit that we've gotten. Yeah, so it's a Zeong level 2, apparently. Or at least that's what the JP version has marked. Go ahead and pull that up. And then the other 2 are also pretty cool, if I recall correctly, because one of those is the FB. Oh, never mind. They're starting with... Oh, no, they're finishing off with the FB, which is crazy because that's the one that everybody can get for free if they don't act like me and be a slacker and miss the Quell. Because I might not get my platinum by the end of the month.
Right.
But yeah.
Just gotta whale harder, lol.
Or just play another 50 ground games.
Oh god.
And win, I think, another 30 times.
Right. Like I was saying, just whale a little bit harder, lol.
There you go.
And then in the middle, the go flight type, which they nerfed into the ground.
Oof.
Feels bad.
They didn't nerf it to the ground. They just made it to where you had to think about how you play it, which might as well be the same thing.
It is.
You have to rub brain cells together to perform in the suit now instead of just being like Lamal, Daka, machine gun goes Burt.
See, I would also agree with that in the sense of like the test type, but like the flight type now is just straight up like I had one where the enemy wasn't even paying attention to me and he's just like straight up trying to 1v1 me and I'm like, oh no, it's the raid, he's shooting me. Oh. Doing just as much damage and knocking him out of the sky as the Dom Barrage. Okay, we're good. You in a Gatling with me? Let's go.
Crisis averted.
Kind of your intensify. That guy was just bad though, but I feel you. That guy was trying to play like you used to, when you can't do that anymore. You got to you got to show him that heat saber, man.
Well, and that was the problem though. He was actually doing better when he was trying to play way up, because if I couldn't aim, then he would win. But if I was hitting my shots, then we were about doing the same to each other. And then when he did go for the melee...
Yeah. Okay.
What, Gustav?
So it does throw it off, but at the same time, the output's the same.
For what?
For which one?
For just the general playstyle, like you're still having to put in more effort even when he's playing suboptimally, which is
Oh yeah. And then, well, and the thing is, then when he got into actually melee though, which is where your big chunky damage comes from, I had 4 blues that were just like, get over here, and they just dogpiled on him. Like, and the thing is, since he's flying in, they were just like, oh, he's close enough for us to actually hit. We should. That's a red suit. Get him.
Now that's like saying a card sucks because it dies to Doomblade.
oh no.
That's you can't say that's not a fault of the suit.
Yeah, but the thing is, he was doing better because he stayed back and was like actually. I don't know. The thing is, just having that approach and being able to get knocked out of the air easier. So yes, in order to melee, you have to really think 3 steps ahead if you're going to actually try to do well with.
That's like with any raid, though. I mean, you definitely have to know when to poke and know when to close. Yeah, but it's tough. Raid is not easy. I will say that much. It's underappreciated and not easy to do.
I think the other problem is too is once everybody knows that there's a flying suit, once people register in their brain that you're a flying raid on the enemy team, they're like, oh, hey, I looked at my radar. I don't see a suit in front of me. He must be. Oh, that's right. There's a raid. There's a raid. Yes. Like
Bustaka
must melt the paper bag.
Yeah, like that's the funny part. It's like once everybody finally realizes that there's a flying. Like I wish there was a quick chat thing that was like flying raid, and then everybody would just be like,
everyone just looks up.
Isn't there one that says like heads up or whatever though?
Yeah, but okay, I guess I'd have to do heads
like
up, and then take the melees.
Oh my god, doing combos here.
Yeah, combo quick chats.
You send too many messages into session.
Oh yeah, sorry, I got banned from quick chats. Whoops, just because I sent 2 messages at the beginning of the game. For real though, if you send like 3 too fast, you can get banned from the rest of the game of sending messages. But anyway, so Zeong level 2, I really want that. The only thing is it's in well territory, so nope. And then the FB is the high skill cap but best space suit. So there you go. Luckily that one's not in the as pay to win slot as the Zeong is. But anyway, and then I think okay, so next we're getting into what they added. So here we go. We kind of mentioned it before. So yeah, guys, they added something. I was surprised. They added something even more. Should I say useless than the Pixie? Oof. The Slave Wraith level 3. And spoilers. Yes, there's patch notes and buffs coming up, or buffs and nerfs coming up, and they didn't do a thing to even touch the Slave Wraith. Yep.
It's perfectly balanced and in a great spot, man. What's wrong?
Let's go for the good one then, and we'll end in the middle. Gun cannon heavy type D. We already talked about it where they put in the ticket shop, I think, last week. The suit's good. If you manage to end up getting one of these, all of these are 2-star, by the way, so they just made the 2-star pool even bigger, which kind of sucks. But gun cannon heavy type D, level 3, 500 cost. I think it'll still be pretty solid, but it's kind of big brother full armor ground type. Probably going to be the higher DPS output, but this thing is probably kind of, if I had to guess, would be a little bit tankier stat wise. Just kind of looking from like the 450 one, but I could be wrong on that. But yeah, if you like supports and you get one of these, you're probably going to like playing this as a general. So you have maneuver armor as a bonus. And now the Pixie. What do you think? What do you think? I'm gonna leave this one to you, Emblem.
Hold on a second. Let me actually have it pulled up so we're ready Sorry to appreciate all of this.
Oh no.
There it is. There we go. All right, so shoot, is the first one I passed it. There we go. They increased its maneuver armor to level 2. The level 1 got 1,000 more HP,
Oh,
and then the level 1 and 2 got 10 additional thrust for both, putting them up to a whopping 55. Ooh. The double beam daggers at level 1 got 100 more damage, and at level 2 they got 150 more damage.
oh wait, is it 150 really? I thought it was 50.
Oh no, it is 50. Sorry, I just saw the 60. And, I think I was looking at the 2 or something. Yeah, it's 50 more damage.
But
So
I mean, other than the maneuver armor though, the rest of it's just for the low level stuff. So what do you think? Does the 600 though? What do you think of the 600 one that they put in? You think like
it's gonna get murdered. The Pixie has been unplayable for a while now, for the most part. Unfortunately, like obviously you can still run around and probably bot people in it. Don't get me wrong, I love playing the Pixie, but it was out of its prime for a while now. Like realistically, probably before it came out, but definitely around the time the Zaku got into play. And I mean, the game hasn't gotten much better for it.
So what do you think with
And I
the?
mean, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what do you think with the buffs though? Does the buffs save the level 1 or 2 at all? Personally, I say
Well,
no because
the
Isaac.
maneuver armor is across the board in that regard. And again, like you don't see the Zaku as much, but the Isaac didn't change the fact that the Pixie wasn't in a good spot. And these adjustments are nice, but I don't think it's gonna change all that much. Like again, the suit was adjusted. You might see it some more. Um, but outside of that, it's gonna kind of run into the same problems as before. Um, well, 10 thrust is pretty significant. Hopefully, we won't have as hard a time initiating, but I don't think this is gonna like change the world for the suit by any means. It's nice to get more damage. Um, Maybe it'll be a little bit more noticeable because before you pretty much had to all in on boost in order to even be able to do anything in that suit. Um, and now maybe you can take one of your boost parts off to add a little bit more melee damage or something like that. And maybe that'll be a little bit better. But I don't know. I was having issues one comboing things when I got to the point where I said screw it. I'm pretty much only ever gonna trade one for one to support, so I just need to kill it when I do get in. And I mean, even then, like you still have to full combo them in order to take them out. So the extra damage really is gonna help, and that was with me running a full like all current melee parts setup. Um, so I don't think this is gonna like make the suit suddenly like 100 times better. Because maneuver armor 2 is only gonna be relevant when you're running away,
Oh, yeah,
if you're doing it right with the Pixie. Um, and I guess like you have instances where you're trying to rush past generals to get to the support or whatever, but it's mainly just to cover your escape.
I mean, my biggest issue with it right now is again at 1 and 2 is where the big buffs kind of come in, or where most of the buffs are in, and you have the Isaac at both of those. And the biggest problem with the Isaac for any raid is it's a suit that's going to know where you are at all times, and it's also a stealth suit. That's one thing that a lot of people I've found been missing or forgetting about the Isaac is that it has level 2 stealth.
Right.
So,
I understand that. I just don't think the Isaac existing changes the fact that this Pixie is bad. It's still
well,
bad.
yeah, yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
This doesn't help it. Like they
It
could
just
give
compounds
every
the
suit.
problem.
Yeah, no one was playing the Pixie. Every suit could have stealth going forward at that cost, and people would definitely never still play the Pixie. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like this any stealth suit though, like the knocked anything like that I've seen, it's just like, cool, you're a stealth suit. I'm also a stealth suit. I'm gonna stand by this tree. You just walk past me. Feels bad, man. But I know where you're at all times because I've got BS on my side. Like that's just that being able to see exactly where the raid is, knowing which direction they're gonna go because you know they're a stealthy raid. That means they're gonna swing around and try to do stealth things. Well, I'm gonna, hammer him and then go hide in a tree real quick, and then he's gonna walk past me, and then I'm gonna go the other way. And then so he did his loop while I'm doing another loop, and then like I've been doing the Metal Gear Isaac kind of thing going on, man. I've got my, especially on jungle and where I'm colored green. Like I didn't know I was ready for jungle so much. I was like, okay, dude, I got my own camouflage. Yeah, just hide in the brush. But
it is kind of rough though. Not knowing to support it does suck.
Oh.
Sadly, though, my one thing that's colored white, though, is the white stripe on the big dish that spins around. So I'm like, I actually don't know how they're walking past me.
Oh, no.
But that's the joke. But yeah, they really need to do a lot more for the pixie. I was really surprised that they only did 50 damage, though, for the double daggers at level 2. I just wonder, do you think they're just too afraid to really buff stealth suits?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
I think the bigger reason that they also did this is that they had no idea what they wanted to do with stealth suits at high cost, and that was the only one that still made sense, other than just slapping it arbitrarily on something else. Not to mention they gave, what is it, the Violator, like, 2 priority, and all this other shit.
That's pretty memey.
Yeah, like, that's pretty goofy. See, I feel like they're still like, what the hell do we do with this whole, like, subgenre of suit?
I mean, the big problem, too, is I think stealth has always been, and even when we've talked about it before, I've even said, well, it's stealth, so it technically could be viable because it's a, you take it into fight randoms and it's a pub stomper. That's pretty much all it is. That's pretty much been stealth in most cases, unless it gets too OP, and then whatever game, like if you're looking at MOBAs, if stealth gets too strong, they nerf it into the ground. Like that's always been the case. So there's always been this like fear of how do we deal with stealth. I mean, League of Legends is probably the most popular one, but like characters like Twitch, Evelyn, stuff like that, they either become too strong because of their stealth, or their stealth part of their character is complete garbage. So it's definitely a big back and forth. But let's see. But yeah, I was really curious what you thought of the Pixie, though. So yeah, we already covered that one. So there's we won't go over the buffs for that one. Let's see what we got next. Oh yeah, Slave Wraith kind of has some stealth. It has that friend tag thing. Yeah, that's a gimmick.
And a half. Boy, howdy.
The Bowl of Oats also has it too.
Bowl of Oats at least can just brush your life away.
That is true.
Yeah, it gets you those twin beam paintbrushes and just strokes your life right out.
Just gets stroked all the way up. You can't do that shit in the Slave Wraith, and it's kind of embarrassing. It's crazy though, because I feel like Slave Wraith players have been forced to learn their fundamentals so hard that like people who actually go hard on those suits are really aggressive. But for everyone else, it's just like, why does this exist?
Oh, yeah.
Why is this a thing?
But next we have the Rick Diaz in the ticket shop, which technically is already out. So, oops. But since it's in the rotation, if anybody sees it now, I would recommend, if you like something that's a little more shooty than Mark II. That's pretty much my take on it.
Hmm.
But
A bit more pokey.
yeah. Anything else with the Rick Diaz? If not, we can go ahead and quickly go through the DP store stuff. Just to kind of mention it.
Ricardo Diaz is still a big bully.
Ricardo Diaz, yes. Oh man.
Curl your mustache.
What mustache?
But
Only
yeah.
Ricardo Diaz, big floofy mustache,
Big
giant
bueno.
sombrero.
Okay, so in the DP store, we have the GBO Tetra, the GUF VD, that's the GBO Tetra level 1, the GUF VD level 3, and the White Dingo GM level 3, plus its level 2 and level 3 meme gun. So, pretty solid. Set of suits there. I think the level 3 stuff, kind of those, definitely where it starts to fall off. But if you're really wanting to have a meme gun, though, the level 3 is definitely kind of funny to take out, especially if you're going to do something like go into a mix-up, do some unrestricted nonsense.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Casting Zodiac fucking people.
Yeah.
Obliterate.
What else we got? Clan matches are Monday.
Ugh. Monday.
Monday morning.
Oh, here before we switch to clan match topic, I don't know if you had mentioned it, but did you just point out that the QBLA Mark II stats on the notes were just a comparison of the numbers and not so much of like they nerfed the
they didn't
QBLA
the
because
Mark II,
of the Mark
so.
II, or anything like that. Like there's no like change or anything. They were just comparing the damage and stuff between the two.
Yeah. When we get to the buffs and nerfs section, then yeah.
Oh, were we not just talking about that?
No.
We
were touching into it because we're like close to it, but
I see.
Yeah. The pixie was just for really the 600 cost pixie that they added to the lottery.
Yeah.
Where we got a new level.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, where we went ahead.
I missed that part of it.
Yeah, where we were just covering. Yeah, it's fine. Where we went ahead and covered that. That's no big deal. But yeah, clan match schedule. There we go. I got the right page this time. There was nothing too major in the bug fixes that I saw. Some interesting things where the Zusa's extra like 3-2 missile pod thing ×2 was doing some weird stuff, but nothing that was too game breaking. But yeah, Monday 4 a.m. Pacific, 450 5v5. So this is the first time that we didn't have the clan ranked call it for the suit cost.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think this is just because it was on the Monday and it was kind of
just
random?
Based on technicality? Yeah, maybe.
So I guess we'll see what happens next week with the 600.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a 600 cost. We can kind of guess with that. We get there.
2 in 1 week. Gotta love it.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it'll be Monday and then Saturday. So, is that one late?
No, I think it's another morning one.
Yeah, it's another morning one. Okay. Oof. Let's see. So yeah, it's pretty much
space. It has to be early.
Well, I guess the other thing is it's not simple battle, so I guess.
Yeah, please don't give us another space on the late night one, please.
Space simple battle, let's go.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, so so they did a report on last month's adjustments, and I already went and looked through those. There's nothing that was really out of the ordinary. So everything that they changed pretty much did pretty much what it was expected to do. So that's pretty cool. We won't go look at those. And yeah, let's go ahead and do the buffs and nerfs. We'll do speculation. Cool. Then we can do some shoutouts. Okay. So the first thing we have up on the list in the general section is the double Zeta. Yeah, it's about time.
Fucking finally.
We get the power of the beam rifle is up to 1,500 instead of 1,400. And then, do you have the stagger ratio? Do you have any of the stats pulled up, Emblem, for this one?
Oh, no, I don't. I thought we did. I thought we were done with when I just like zoned out through the whole thing. So I was hold on.
No.
Okay. So it's up to 25% from normal shots.
Okay.
For the stagger or for the stagger.
What about the
value
focus
on that?
stagger value?
Doesn't change.
Oh, I wonder if it's not on the wiki then yet.
No, it says it doesn't change when focused. Because like I'm at the
Oh,
update
and
history,
it increases
and
the power.
and it
Gotcha.
says, yeah, it
Okay.
says it doesn't change for focus.
Okay. So either way, though, that's kind of nice. So they brought up the stagger value at least a little bit. If it was 25, was it nothing before?
20.
Oh wow. So they just brought up, what's its focusing power increase?
1,000. Or sorry, 100. My bad.
I was like,
so
wait a minute, what?
Unfocused, it's 1,500 now, and focused it's 16. So you get 100 extra damage per shot. So it's like
Alright.
200 if you have both.
It's not bad. Then they got the hyper beam saber. Cooldown time is now 2.5 from 3, and they increased the downswing damage. Really nice.
20% more.
Ooh, that's pretty big. Juicy.
No, it used to be base. Now it's actually more than base, which is good.
Yes. For something that swings, I mean, it's got range, but it's slow as anything. Like,
Yep. Gotta bring it down. Hold on. Which makes no sense. The suit's kind of big, but it's a transformable, and the saber shouldn't have weight like that. No, that makes
yeah, right.
so you're bringing down a laser log on someone's head or some shit.
This two-handed weightless
Let me just
sword.
smack.
Oh man. Anyway, the rear missile launcher ×2 increased the range to 400 from 350, and the reload is now 12 seconds instead of 15. So, you think this is what this needed? I think it'll be
This is one of those
nice.
suits that definitely needed something. I don't know if this is enough though, but it's nice that they bothered at all because I didn't think they were gonna.
But yeah, do we have any ideas of what they could do? Because I'm pretty much with what Gustav said. I'm like, it needs something. I don't know what, but it definitely needs something. I would say like maybe damage control
Yeah.
of some sort.
We were talking about it in chat, but an instant stun or a non-accumulation stun might help it out some.
Mm.
That's not the high mega cannon. Well, you have to
Or
charge
like,
it too, so never mind.
Is it high mega and the main gun
Yeah.
can stun, but like, yeah, you still gotta charge them for that. Like, at least it has piercing on top of the stun, but even that makes it a little bit more dangerous to whip out in certain situations.
Does Double Zeta have? I can't really remember. I could check the wiki, I guess. But does Double Zeta have some kind of like wrist-mounted rocket?
No, it's just got its back, its main thing, the Vulcans, and
the thing
the
that
high
we
mega.
said early on that was technically missing is the fact that the hyper sabers can be cannons. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that should be an instant stun, but you think I would run into the problems that you have on the Gabthily?
I mean, the bigger thing for the Gatley is that
we lost you, Gustav.
You cut out. Bigger thing for the Gabthily is.
is that it doesn't have other shit to follow up with, and they want it to like transform and do all that shit on the move. This would just be
That's
something
fair.
extra to throw on a suit that, for most of the time, is probably just going to be a pseudo support until it gets close enough to actually swipe at something.
Yeah, they could probably
I
get
agree
rid
with
of
you
all
there.
these buffs and just make those actually canon.
It's kind of
That'd probably
stupid
work.
that they excluded that.
But actually, yeah, that's my change. Get rid of these buffs. Put on the cannons.
Put on the cannons, give some damage control if you're gonna make it be big and like.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Is it's so easy to stagger.
leave the buffs, leave the buffs, and still give it to cannons.
Yeah, just give it more. Like, good on you for bothering it all, but
Okay, so Cubile. Mark II, like Emblem said, is just getting mentioned. It's just listed here as just a reference, just to show that it's, it doesn't need the nerfs because it's below average.
Feels raid, man.
oof.
What? Except for if you look at every other stat, it's above average. It's just its win
Yeah, it's
rate
because
is
it's a fucking monster.
yeah,
It's gotta pay that raid
exactly.
tax somewhere, dude. Perfectly balanced.
It's not.
Buff it, BB. It needs
It
help.
needs nerfed.
Help.
It needs nerfed a lot.
BB, help. my Kubaloo, help.
My Kubaloo.
Okay, real quick though, because here's the thing. Everybody's like, so why didn't it get nerfed? And I'm like, because they go off the win rate too much.
Fun.
Because the win
fine.
rate is the one stat that
It was
they
gonna get
hung
melted
up
the
on.
minute it commits to something.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Like,
win
there's a
rate has
bunch of
nothing to
other
do.
like high output generals that are cropping up around this thing. It could already get interrupted by a bunch of other shit the minute it stops.
Well,
Because it has to do melee more. That's the whole point of the extra prong.
Yeah, but the thing is, it doesn't change whether it's going to. My point is, its win rate is near average. It's pretty close. It's still under it technically, so it is lower.
Because it was also doing. You have to remember that this is doing those matches in tandem with the regular Cubile pre-buff.
And that's my point. So the game is not dictated by what your Mark II is doing.
But I think, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think
by the Cubile.
The fact that they showed the stats too means to me that like next month they may be on the chopping block, depending on what those stats look like.
I'm hoping it's on the chopping block next month because
it won't be.
Well, I mean, the thing is, its damage is higher than average. Its deaths. Oh, actually, its deaths are actually higher than average. But that's the thing.
Yeah, because it's self-destructive because it's a fucking raid.
And it's the only thing that's going to be played at that cost right now. So, anyway, and then the rival win rate is higher than average. Wonder if Emblem got a little loud.
Sorry, I was talking to Magnum's grandma.
I don't know if you guys wanted any more food.
I told her I didn't want any pink slime.
Oh no!
Hey, don't make fun of the pink stuff. It's good.
Get that Nickelodeon gack in there.
But anyway, yeah. Main thing though, the main thing on the chopping block, and for good reason, the Cubile, level 3 to level 1 special shoulder buffer, which is a huge amount of damage that it's going to be taking now. Like, I pretty much use its shoulders like I use the MLRS's shield. I turn sideways when I need to soak up a big hit. If I see like something about to chunk me, I'm like, shoulder block that. Follow funnels too. What do they do to the accumulated stagger on the follow funnels, Emblem?
So it's down 3%, so it's 5 per shot now.
Which is kind of weird because I feel like the bigger thing for those was stagger, it was the flinch. Because it still took a good amount of hits, assuming they all hit together, to actually stun somebody.
Again, the
That's
scary
already
one.
similar to the Mark II.
Scary one is the Mark II because it can actually stagger you faster.
At a stumpier range where it has to commit after the fact to keep its damage going.
Okay, that is true.
Always be committing.
That is true.
Oh no, that's right.
It's all fun and
Hashtag
games
Life.
until you gotta commit, man. This is what this game's all about.
Hey man, if I had a 3-pronged beam saber to like shove up any support's ass, I would not have any problem committing. I'm just saying.
I mean, except for the fact that you struggle with Scooty suits.
Wait, what? I love my Scooty suits. Play the Don Barrage, play the
Goddamn liar. Look
MLRS.
at you, look at you. You don't gotta try to go in with a prong and hope that you don't fuck up your momentum downswing in your Dom Barrage.
Yeah, that is true.
Like most of my downswings on the Mark II are just the boop of death. Because it's me fighting the momentum and it like barely touches their pinky toe, and then like all this damage just falls on it. Like, oh well, I got there.
Yeah, I can shoot with Scooty suits, but melee, yeah, that gets a little wonky sometimes. Unless it's the MLRS, but that thing, you can't miss its downswing. You're going to hit something. Actually, you're probably going to hit everything when you downswing with that thing. But yeah.
Pain.
I hit a little too much.
But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's a damage reduction on the shoulders. Like, it's 30% at level 3, right?
Yes. Here, I could check the high GOG real quick because it has level 3. I was thinking it was 30, yeah. Was it 15 or 10 now?
10.
Ooh. So yeah, that is a 20%. Yeah, 20% more damage. Again, I got to test this out.
So 30 to 20.
It was so good. I got to shoot Cubulate in the shoulder with the MLRS, and I actually dealt more damage to its shoulder than I did to the A1 steak sauce. It felt good that I can actually deal more damage to a general than the raid, which hasn't been a thing in 650. Ugh.
It's all Mark II.
Wait, what?
The Mark II. Boop.
Oh. Oh no,
The
not the Mark II. No. I do no damage to it. It's got the shoulders and it's got type advantage.
And it's got the boop.
And it's got this. It's more than a boop. Calling that a boop. And
That's a boop.
It's just a pinch.
Little pinch.
Just feel a small pinch.
and no pinch, no pinch. No pinch.
Excuse me, doctor. My arm is missing. What happened? It's just a pinch.
Is to feel a slight pressure as there's like an entire thing in your everything now.
This is gonna turn into like a horror game, and it really is a horror game for supports with that thing when it's on the field. Like for real
That
though.
slight pressure has pulled out my entire eye. Thank you.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh, this creepy darkness child materialized in front of me and is now ripping my jaw off. Okay.
Okay, so next we have the Haimo Zaku ground type, which I kind of forgot was a suit. Mine's still painted green and pink.
Oof.
It got 1,000 health at all levels. At level 2, got 5 more thrusters, and at level 3 got 10, so 55 and 60. I'm curious if this is just kind of in response to series battles.
Because it would be like selected more. That is a good point. Like statistics wise, did they ever say that they only check out like rated or like a specific version of like the modes? Because like those might skew things a little bit too.
I mean, it's supposed to be rated like B+ and up. It's kind of the thing. It's one of those. So it might be A- and up now. But the thing is though, is there's talking about the victory rate of the mobile suit boss were below average for all levels. We believe that the reason for this is that although this unit is good at close range combat, it has low HP, compared to the general units in the same cost range. So there's that, and then in order to improve this, we enhance the HP, yeah, and that stuff. So the thing is, I started looking at the stats here, and it's actually, yeah, it's kind of below average for some of its stuff, but it's kind of close to average. I'm like, how many times is this sorting? Can we see like what ratio is being used?
That'd be
Because
nice. Yeah.
I'm like, this has to be one of those that's like 1%, because I want to say that I don't ever see
Hardly
these.
see it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So is this one of those cases at 300 where the person who's using it is carrying that win rate to be 48%, with a 50 average being the thing? But yeah. Oh, and also that it has a rival win rate of 50% at that cost. I'm like, wait a minute, its rival win rate's above average? Okay, so who's the person who's carrying this win rate of this suit? Because somebody's carrying right now.
Someone's a legend.
Yeah, somebody's like, this is their suit. They new type in this thing all the time. But
Is
yeah.
that one grizzled ranked player that did it only for that 350, like the final ranked?
But I
Is
kind
the
of wonder
ultimate
though,
high speed.
because I don't play 300 a lot, but I feel like I remember seeing this suit a decent amount. I mean, because I've always kind of referred to the high mobility Zaku ground type as the like FS with a dodge roll. So it's just kind of like, because I like seeing the damage numbers, how like at level 1 they're above average, and then the higher
Mhm.
levels are like on par. Like that seems right to me. Um, and it has fall off for sure, but like I think it's kind of strange that the win rate is 2% lower than average, because like it seems like it's already a pretty like solid suit. Um, just going off of like its stuff. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe it's a good comparison, but it seems like the damage numbers are there, at least from what I've seen. But I mean, I've really looked at its like stat numbers are compared to anything. It's just kind of like my experience. But I never
maybe.
like getting slapped around by one as a raid.
Oh god, the
I mean,
raid
do you
life.
see them a lot as a raid?
I mean, on the few occurrences in the past when I played in the lower cost, I felt like they were moving around. Like every time I would get hit really hard by a Zaku 2, I would just assume it's a high mobility ground type. Um, Most of the time, especially if they're hitting me hard in melee.
Yeah, those costs, I still see a lot of FS still. Even at 400,
Yeah,
I'll
I don't
see
know.
some
I
FS.
see a combination. Like I feel like I've seen a good mix. Like I don't think this is just a savant suit.
Mm.
But again, I haven't played low cost in a while, so my opinion on it might be kind of skewed. But just from the
I
matches that
mean,
I can remember, I feel like it comes up a decent amount.
I play a lot of the Zaku Cannon Rabbit at 300 and
Mm.
350, and I mean, again, what could be the case is I'm just like, yeah, that's a Zaku too.
There's a lot of Zaku twos,
Let's
so I
see.
mean,
Yeah, that's probably an FS, right?
Could be the FS, could be the F2, could be the S,
I'm like, yeah, that looks like a Zaku too. No way it
could
could
be
be the
the
ground.
FSSM.
Yeah, so I probably just yeah, all Zaku 2s look the same, so I'm probably
you're right. You're right.
like
I'll say it,
That's racist.
or I'll agree.
that's Sudist.
There's so many. Not to
But
mention, there's just like fellow support ones too. Like if you start getting into like heavy arms and shit, those
Mhm.
are, I guess, they're a little bit more obvious, except for the command, since it can use more like generalish kind of stuff.
but yeah. So if there are
Real.
more of them out there, that's cool, I guess. It got a buff. It's always nice to see some older suits get buffed though.
Commanding speed. I
Now
am a
this
little
one,
surprised by it because the bigger thing for me, like when it comes to the way that they did the thrust, is that each level actually has its own like ratio. They didn't just do a flat
yeah,
increase across the board.
yeah, that's pretty nice. But yeah, the next suit Emblem, I think you'll be kind of happy with this. The Gundam Mark
Mark III's a lot of
III
fun.
got a, and we finally figured out. Somebody actually commented on my update video saying that it is 2 swings
Mm.
rather than just
Mhm.
because I think we said it might have been balancer and we didn't know if it.
Yeah. It already had balancer.
Yeah.
I thought that too, but it's actually just a combo controller.
Yeah, so it's got 2 swings now, and it got 1 extra shot in its main beam rifle. So it was underperforming. It looks like the damage done though was above average, but its win rate
I
though
think puts
was
out good deeps.
yeah. So I think it was kind of one of the things of like it was probably dying a little too much. Maybe.
Well, it's not even that because its death is below average. It's just
Yeah,
a
that's
problem
true.
where
Huh.
like you've got shooty suits that can't contribute well to the fight,
Oh
right?
yeah, that's right. It doesn't have
You need
anything.
your generals.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. You're not doing the whole stagger thing. You're not being the sniper that actually
Right.
staggers like a
You're
support.
only you were limited on your stuns, and then like I I think their adjustment is kind of misplaced by giving it combo controller. Um, I think if they wanted to give it a better stun option, like maybe they should have made the cannons also stun.
Mm.
But if you want to look at it in this just in the spectrum of its attacks, instead of giving it combo controller 2, I think they should have given it its shield double beam daggers or double beam saber
Oh, a
Oh,
secondary melee?
weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
yeah.
should have got a secondary melee instead. I think that would have been better.
It would have been
Because
cool for
then it
it
would
to
be
be
more
like
along the lines of the Gallus.
it would have
And,
been cool for it to have like the Zeta's downswing too. Just like juts the whole shield forward or whatever.
Honestly, I think it'd be cool if it had swings similar to the Ramzagok with the shield.
yeah, that'd be cool.
But I mean, Gustav's example is infinitely better than mine because the Zeta Gundam has an amazing
Yeah.
downswing. But
Just an advancing. I think that'd be
Yeah.
it's still doable. It wouldn't be as long range,
I mean, that's a Type
but it would
B.
still have some extra reach, which would be nice.
The Type B technically has it. It doesn't act as a shield, but it has its shield double beam saber thing. So pretty much the same thing right there. Only
so I
not
feel
a
like in
shield.
that regard, if they felt like this was a fix to the stun problems, then giving it a secondary melee, I feel makes a tad bit more sense. Like in the case where you miss and you have a second swing to follow up with, I mean, I guess that's fine, and maybe that's more common. But if you already had one melee, and if that's your follow up, and if you needed an extra follow up stun, the second swing is still on the same target that you already stunned, more than likely. And it's like you're surrounded and you're side swinging something. So like in this case, I feel like giving it an alternate melee makes more sense than giving it combo controller level 1. If we're not going to give it like an actual different stun. Because considering like counting the melee weapon in as increasing its stun options just seems kind of weird to me. Because I mean, obviously it is a stun option, but I always kind of looked at melee more as like damage output
Yeah.
and knockdown, more so than like this is one of my stuns. You know, like the Camphor doesn't have 4 stuns because it has a beam saber. That's 3 stuns because there's a shotgun, a bazooka, and a Sturmfaust. You know,
Mhm.
so that's just a little bit weird.
I think they might have seen how people were like playing with it too, just because they lacked that other stun. Some people were running it really aggressively, and they were actually using those balancers to get in extra swings and shit between like moving into range to actually hit with both their things and moving away again.
Yeah, they
Um,
mentioned the
so
front
giving people
line.
an extra step is kind of interesting, but yeah, it feels like they could have did a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like this just is kind of like a generic. They wanted it to kind of fit more of a traditional role rather than kind of going on their gimmick or
Mm.
giving it something a little more unique. Because this makes it easier to contribute to the team by making it easier to fight at close quarters, maintain the front line. Blah blah blah, something something. We added this and this to make it more tenacious on the front line.
which is true, right? It can contribute the typical combo, which has a little bit of extra output and then a knockdown at the end.
But yeah, I think it's kind of cool. I like to see that get some buffs. Pretty nice.
I kind of had some confirmation bias because like the first time I used it again after the buff, I was like, this flows really well, but it might have also been.
It might have
team.
also been.
So I was able
what?
to just get away. I just might have had a really aggressive team.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was able to get away with a lot more.
Next, we don't have anything else for the Mark III. The Gapthly got a buff.
Ain't great.
Level 2 mainly, but got turn 60 to 63, which is cool. Definitely helps in the air as well. Transform, they upped it from 48 to 54. Untransformed, it's 60 to 63. And if you're doing the crouch button to turn, that also increases the speed as well. Level 2 got 32 to both of its ballistic and beam resist, and it gains 7% damage for its ranged at level 2 as well. I definitely think the level 2 needs it. I mean, if you look at the win rate for it, unless that is your suit, and there's a couple of people who can play it really well, and then there's at 650 everybody else, which is probably where this 40% to the 50 average. That's a big oof for the level 2.
Yeah, that's a tall hurdle.
I think that's kind of more of the just sheer amount of Cubelays that would just wreck its face at 650 for sure. But don't they actually? Yeah, and then they buffed the beam rifle. I went ahead and scrolled down to the beam rifle. They buffed the beam rifle for it. So this also buffs the Hammurabi as well. The cooldown between just the main shots is now 1 second. The heat rate is down to 50%, so you can get 3 shots out now. And they increased the cumulative rate of the stagger. Do we know what the stagger rate for the Fadine rifle is?
1 second. Let me pull it up.
And then they buffed the damage for the melee on it by 100, increasing at all levels. So,
here we go. Oh, there it is. Okay. 50%.
okay, so it can stagger in 2 now. What was it before?
Yeah,
45?
Charge 30.
Oh, oof. Yeah, so you can actually
50% is
stagger
not
it.
bad. 2 shots on a
Yeah,
MLRS.
2
That's
shotty.
good.
Especially
because
since you can do it on the move.
Well, yeah, and the Jarja was already doing that. So I
Yeah.
think it makes sense for the Hammurabi to be able to do that too. I mean, honestly, it gives you 2 really strong options against MLRS because you used to just set to rush it down to Sea Serpent, but now you can stagger it, like whap it a little bit, then Sea Serpent it, and just like take it to Pain Town. So that's pretty good.
Shield bang,
it's really,
stun, and then
it's really terrifying. Really scary. I'm scared. Just saying. There's a
if
lot
you're
of.
particularly sassy, you can do it as you're coming down from your transformation too.
Oh yeah, if you're.
Once you
Gustav,
land,
weren't
do
you
the
in that
serpent
game?
and then just nail them.
Was that you that I was playing with, where that dude in the A1 was like transforming and shooting me on his way down with the main gun, and then just was following up?
Yeah.
Like that guy was a monster, dude.
Some dudes in A1s in particular will just like fold out, redirect their camera, and then just transform again without even having to bother with the air brakes. They'll just redirect themselves.
Yeah, like some of those A1 players are like next level, like I don't know what. No, I mean Emblem, like this guy, he was crazy, man. Like he was unfolding. I was in the MLRS, so I had a giant wall. I had a fridge door Like, okay, I'm fine. He's gonna try to get me. I'm gonna downswing him as soon as he lands. No big deal. And he goes and he's like, "There's your foot." Pew. Like literally, he's this close to the ground, but he shoots weapon swaps. Like he's just like, pew,
Pinky
pew,
toe.
and like slides in and then just smack, smack, smack from behind. I'm just like, what?
Oh,
How is he every time? Like he didn't
What
miss.
happened?
Yeah, no,
that
for real though.
neutral, whatever, like cha boom.
Like he didn't miss a shot. Like
Some of those
he's
guys have muscle
practiced.
memory too. Like if you've ever seen, like, I get the Violator some shit, but like I always say that if your support is suddenly losing health and you turn around, it's probably because he's running circles or smacking the shit out of his ass.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like no one's just gonna be able to do anything because all he has to do is boost a little bit more and get out of your way.
Well, and like with that, it was like, I mean, at the time that I saw him, if he was in range to transform and fall in front of me, I was dead. Like there was nothing I could do. Like it was insane actually how much he was able to just clap me, and I was like, I don't think I've ever died to a A1. I was like today I was talking shit. I was like, oh, there's an A1. Hallelujah! It's not a Mark II. It's not a Mark II Jubilee. I'm okay. I can bully this. But like if it was one of those guys, I'd be like, oh, I'm scared, man. Help me.
Yeah, the minute they do it to you once, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's like,
That's
oh,
kind of match this is gonna be.
oh, this guy knows. Oh no. Because at that point, your generals have to be on point and pretty much getting to you before he's like they got to be hitting him before he's
Shows up,
transforming.
they just need to stuff beams into his face. Just like, no.
Yeah, he's got to hit the ground before he gets to me. Otherwise, I'm just dead. But
Look at these fucking particle effects.
but anyway, the main thing though, the Gapsley. Do you think it's all right at 600? I think it's fine at 600. I see. I mean, there is some hit or miss, but I see actually what seems to be if people's playing it right now, they're really good at 600. 650, I definitely could see it having problems because of what exists there. But what do you guys think about 600? I mean, I know they mainly just buff the level 2, but technically the rifle buff is to both. Do you think it needed anything at the level 1? Or do you think it's going to be a monster now at level 1? It's kind of more.
I think it needed
I
something.
don't think it's going to be a monster.
I didn't think it was a monster at level 1 either. So like I find it really weird, and it feels a little tone deaf that they only touched the level 2. Like
Yeah,
I get that 650 or whatever is always going to be, but like this thing wasn't good even at its compared to other stuff that had come out after it.
The big thing here that's kind of telling of that is the rival win rate is 39% to 49 at level 1. And it's even a wider gap at level 2.
Yeah.
So.
Because none of the stuff they changed, especially at level 1.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to make up for a 10% difference there. And like level 2, same thing in regards to its win rate and the rival rate. I don't even know, man. Maybe should start by letting it move while it shoots its cannons. There's a lot of stuff that it could probably use, but I don't know.
Or at least give it a different mode of fire when it's flying or something.
Yeah, I mean the damage is definitely a thing.
But yeah, that'd be curious.
Maybe because it attacks beam though. Like it's a beam based weapon user or using suit, and at 650, it's in a cost dominated by beam defense. So I mean, it's just coming in with it shot in the foot, which is also a thing to consider, I guess.
So moving into the raids, we have nothing else on the Gapsley. Pixie, we went over, but yeah, there it is again. Oh, the level 1. Wait, did you mention the level 1 got 1,000 health?
Yeah, I did. I thought we were on the buff list, so I literally read everything on it.
Oh,
I thought we were talking about unit buffs.
The Kaplant. You think that's enough? This is another suit that I'm like, it needs more than that, guys. It's not going to save it.
They should probably make its melee correction match. That's probably why it has such a drastic fall off on the second cost. Besides, like the kit maybe suffering a little bit.
Yeah.
They give it 10 increased shooting damage from level 1 to level 2. But only, and I guess the trade-off there is that you only get a little bit of melee, but they should probably keep it similar across the board. Granted, I don't think an 8% damage adjustment is going to save the suit by any means, but it'll probably definitely help. But I'm assuming the idea there is that you have the fading rifle beam saber mode to kind of help you output extra melee damage with combo powers.
Wait.
But
wait, which suit? Are you on?
Well, you mentioned the gap flee, so I was talking about it again. Were you wanted to bring up the Pixie?
Wait, did I say the gap fling or did I
think you did.
I thought I said I'm on Gaplant. I thought I said Gaplant.
Oh, okay. You might have said Gaplant then, and I just heard gap flee. Okay. Like you're talking about Pixie, and I heard something. It's like, oh, okay, back to gap flee. Sure.
But yeah, the Gaplant. Do you think this is enough on the changes there? So they changed the heat rate on the main beam rifle, from 85 to 80 percent, and then the secondary one, which has the focus firing, or you just vomit beams, they increase the range, which makes it actually kind of scary now. The 400
it's a nice
instead of 250, which is pretty nice, and the 8% heat rate rather than 10%, so you can get a couple more out. Increase the accumulated stagger rate. What is that actually now?
20% now. It's up from 15 to 20.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Like everything else, it's not adjusted for focused or charge fire.
Okay, and then what's the heat rate though for focus firing?
90 from 95.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's down to 8 on a unfocused shot from 10.
Yeah. So, and they reduced the weapon switching time for the double beam sabers.
Yeah, it was 0.9 seconds, and now it's 0.77. And then it's on par with fast swaps on stuff like the Bullen and whatnot.
So do you think that's enough to kind of help this, or?
I think it'll help for sure. The weapon switch time will be kind of relevant, mainly just because it has damage control or whatever. So you're able to get your swords out faster to be able to put your stun resist up. It's kind of interesting. I was playing a little bit, and it's hard to say because I didn't play the Gaplant in its heyday, because I didn't get it until much later. But I was messing around with the suit and just having a bit of fun with it. I think people just kind of forgot about how the suit works. So I was getting away with some like real cheeky downswings. Like literally, if someone was in my face, I just downswung them. And more often than not, I got away with it because they just didn't see. Yeah, pretty much. I just didn't see it coming. So that was pretty fun. But like, I think the changes will make it easier to engage the MLRS, which is generally the kind of main problem or thing you're concerned about. So that's pretty cool. But
yeah, that is nice.
I don't know. Will that fix the problem of a big awkward hitbox?
And that's what I was about to ask.
So I don't know, but it'll definitely make it easier to use.
I like what they did, and the other question Coraz is asking is, does the Gaplant have that reduced stun accumulation skill? And I'm like, damage controller, like the buffer or whatever.
It has the offense system when you're meleeing.
Right.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I always forget the name of it, but that one.
I don't know if I have a Gaplant on my main account.
The arm buffers seem like it is doing a little bit of work. I wonder what would happen if they actually like increase that more, considering. But I feel like giving the rest of its weapons more range, considering that they have it lean. I think it leans more naturally toward range, doesn't it? In terms of its stats.
I think so. Maybe.
Yeah,
it seems like they intended for you to actually try to like shoot down stuff a lot, and this seems to be reflective of that.
It makes
Yeah.
it easier for sure. Like the pathetic range on its secondary gun
So
made its
fucking
job really
so
hard.
yeah.
Yeah. So that'll definitely help it in that regard.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how many we see just kind of hang back and then transform and then shoot at something and then kind of run
Just
away.
run.
Yeah, if we get some strafing run kind of things, and
Because the
then when
cool
they
thing
catch
is that
a
now it can do both, right? Like you
yeah,
had those really aggressive plant players, but they were aggressive because their other options didn't give them much choice. So now they
Now
had
they can
this
do
extra,
both.
like,
back to the
buffer,
commit
and then they can
conversation.
just go in and the whole commitment thing. But this has offensive systems, so it doesn't have that much of a danger if Shoddy gets in there or something. So Dovins will probably have fun shooting this thing up pretty fast because of its gut beam, like interrupting or whatever.
Mhm. Shotguns ruined the raid's fun yet again.
But I feel like because it has to deal with shit like that, it's be all the more reason to up the percentage on the arm buffers. I wouldn't be opposed to that. It's frustrating as it is to deal with when it's like barreling toward.
But yeah, that's about all I got on the complaint. Anything else?
Pretty good damage or offense system damage, whichever one, is a very, very powerful skill. And being able to do both poking and be viable in combat might give it the boost it needs to get a lot better. So I think it'll be interesting.
Okay, so real quick, the Hammurabi got the buffs. We kind of talked about it because of the gun, but its suit actually got one buff, which I feel like was never a problem with it. It gained 5 to its thrusters, so now it has 75. Like I never felt that I had a lack of thrusters at all in that suit. I'm just saying. But cool. It's always nice to have for a raid. So there we go. But then we kind of already touched on the weapon. So anyway, the one that I'm most interested in the raid section here, but sadly I don't think is going to be what it needed. They kind of bring it into more of the meta. The GBO2 beam bazooka. It's cool that it chunks now, but
It's even more.
yeah, it got 500 damage to its power of its beam bazooka. So 3,000 damage base. It gained 100 range, so 450 range at all levels now. And it got increased power of focus firing, which what kind of percentage do we have on that?
I'm gonna say I'm loaded. It was increased to 3,000 at level 1, so 500 damage bonus. Oh no, wait, that's the normal one. So at full charge, it does 4,000 damage.
Whoa.
So that's 1,000 more.
Okay.
Level 2 does 4,200. Yeah, so it's 1,000. Well, it's 1,000 more damage on top of the normal for level 1 and 2, but it's 1,200 extra damage on level 3. So 3,400 at level 3 for a normal shot, and it goes up to 4,400. Oh no, that's 1,000 too. Yeah, so it's just 1,000 more damage on top of the normal shot for every level.
I mean, I kind of would hope it would be a big chunk added onto it, just because it takes forever to charge that thing. But just having some extra flat damage that you can chunk things with, and at range though, that's the other big deal. If you are gonna sit back and charge it up forever, you got to get decently close to actually hit something. If you get staggered, then it was like, well, there went 8 seconds or whatever. I forget how long it takes, but yeah, it's a pretty
Not
good chunk
getting
of
that
time.
back. Or that helped you a lot in the interim.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's kind of sad to see because the GBO2 is one of my favorite suits. But 48.5% win rate, and then it kind of just goes down to 47.6 at 650. Kind of surprised that it's actually that high at 650. I would think it's a lot worse. Probably just because the shield also gains health as it levels, which is really nice. 25,000 health on that shield. Even in a general world, it takes a few hits. So I'll take it. So anyway, yeah. So if anything else for the GBO2, I just want something else for it. I don't know what they could do to help it, but
give it a dodge roll.
You know what they should do? They should just make damage control the new like quick boost. Just start throwing it on shit that's big.
there we go.
That would help.
That way it's also not getting funneled to death because it's still taking those hits on the shield and shit anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Those funnels kind of wreck it. But even at
You have to
550
pay
and
raid tax.
600,
Yeah, it's the raid tax. Because Dovins, even without like having to finesse around the fridge, like the Dovin is hitting it for most of its stuff for a serious spread any fucking way.
Yeah. It's like when I see one in space, like I'll see a GBO2 in space every now and then, and I'm like playing the Zeong, and I'm like, I'm gonna log onto that, and it's gonna die in a few seconds. I don't care if you have a shield, I'll shoot it to death. Which kind of makes me sad to think that, but yeah, I wish it was better in space.
That's what happens.
What happened?
It is a little stupid too, right? Because that's where we saw the performance. You think it would at least, especially since it doesn't have to deal with its weightiness in space, that it would have some preference.
Yeah, that is a little weird. But still, since they're thinking of it, that gives me hope. That one day I will fear it as much as I fear the Jarja, the Hammurabi, and the Mark II.
GBO2 used to be scary, just
yeah, I mean it used to, but it
edged
got
out.
Yeah, I mean it really did. Like it used to be like the raid, like that everybody hated to see.
Like literally, the O1 was supposed to just be a foil to it because it could also do like its maneuvering while also being a little bit faster.
Because I mean, they pre-nerfed the suit before it even came out.
The turning speed sucked ass.
Well, though the shield had too much HP, wasn't it? Like, was that the problem? Like, then they pre-nerfed the shield before it got released because they thought it had too much health.
30,000 or something.
Or maybe it was the base HP. They reduced something on its HP.
No, yeah. I think it might have been its actual health. Yeah.
On top of having a suit in front of it, it had a shit ton of too.
Yeah. And it still has.
We need to give that back.
And it still has a lot more health than the support version. Like it has like 3,000 more health than the support version, which is kind of crazy. And more defenses too. Like the reason why I like playing it as my raid of choice is that it's just so tanky. Like the reason why I like the A1 steak sauce is kind of the same deal. But like, see here, it has a base health of 16,000, and I know the MRS has a base health of 14, so it's 2,000 more. Sorry.
These a hit harder.
But it also has 24 down the thing for resist.
They probably should have given it the GBO1 treatment in regards to its damage as well. The downswing modifier is less than the GBO1. It's 85 per swing.
Oh,
or
really?
per hit. Yeah, so you're only doing 170 damage. Maybe they should have made it to 100.
No wonder. No wonder I can't one combo anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the big problem.
I think it's because the output on the weapon itself for the saber used to be so mean. And now it's got a lot of stuff that's like comparable or that has a lot more defense or health that it's got to cut through.
Its base is 2,700.
It's got solid damage.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
because that used to be the thing, right? Like you get stunned, you'd see it wind up and be like, "Oh God, there goes my health."
But I mean, for the most part, when I go in, I'll normally have to full combo or at least full combo once, and then go out of my way to do a significant amount of work to finish off the support. Normally, I can't one combo a support with it. So, which I haven't put on the new Melee Program 5 yet. I need to do that. Because I have Melee Program 4 through 1 on it right now. But kind of that same pixie problem you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But anyway, and the last thing, we don't have anything else about the Beam Bazooka. Choose Room Diaz, New Zealand. It gained 1,000 health, and at all levels, and the beam cannons on its back, the giant beam binder cannon things.
Mm-hmm.
Heat rate 90% from 95, reduced weapon switching time, which is cool, and reduced rigidity time, which is such a huge deal. Like, that is literally the rigidity time is what made the Dom multi-gun like from like bottom tier to top tier. Like being able to actually
Yeah,
combo
help the
your
BD1
guns.
as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
for the
too.
missiles, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that rigidity time is something I wish they would play with on a lot of suits. The one that
Actually,
I really wish.
Gapfley would be an interesting one. I don't know how fast that is.
Yeah, that's probably another one that it would help. Anything that has to stand still and have that extra, you know, I know you guys pointed out like, well, I gotta stand still. I hate this, and I'm like, but I'm a support. What do you mean?
Yeah, of course you like it, because that's the ranged version of committing.
Oh my gosh.
So the minute you see someone sit there and look like a dumbass, like, I'm gonna get this guy, let me just shoot this motherfucker.
This entire like 2 hours of committing, raid committing is raid,
Right.
raid committing. This
Yeah.
entire podcast,
Let's go.
just like I'm like, yeah, but man, that's the raid. That's the support version of committing. Oh,
Yep, it's standing
oh
still.
shit.
Oh shit.
Mind blown.
I mean, you're not wrong, because I'll sometimes wait for the support to commit to their cannon shots before I go for my own follow-up. So
That
I
motherfucker
can
was
get
like,
that.
I have you now. Oh no, my every. That's right. You should have looked around first. Look both ways.
the range version of committing. Wow, there it is. That is 10 out of 10, Gustav. Like, well played. You win.
Yeah, I can agree. That is the definite comment of the podcast
Oh no.
for sure. Marker.
Yeah, right? Oh, man. Like, I need to clip that, dude. Okay.
Like for anyone who's ever, I guess, like for anyone who's ever been confused as to why people think that's a bad thing, then that's the bigger part of it. You're gonna feel smart for like 2 seconds if you commit and actually have it hit, and then you're just gonna get nailed at. Like it's always gonna be a trade unless you're really tucked in somewhere.
Positioning, man. Get good.
Put some values on that though. The switch time was reduced from 1.75 seconds to 1 second, so it's essentially cut in half.
Yeah.
And the rigidity time went from 34 frames to 20.
Pretty big deal.
I guess I don't know what that means though.
Well, I mean, go to the.
I don't speak in frame data.
Again, go to the.
How long is the frame?
Go to the Dom multi-gun. Go to the Dom multi-gun. If it's anywhere close to that, then it's
Could
huge.
you imagine if they actually had fucking frame data in the training mode? You could just look at the boxes and everything.
Wet mode initiate. It's not. It's more akin to its the Dom multi-gun's original frames. Well, it's still lower. Okay, never mind. It's 1 frame over. My bad. So the multi-gun used to be 27 frames, and it went down to 19. So in this regard, it was a pretty sizable jump because it's lost 14 frames
Yeah.
compared to 8. So okay,
So
okay.
everybody should be really feeling it then.
Mhm.
I
I
need
mean-
my 1 frame.
Um,
One
other
shot,
thing-
one frame, one kill.
the other thing though, the one suit that I wish they would change rigidity time for, and if they have to like make its gun its own separate thing and then add other levels so they could dilute the pool of
Oh, God.
guns or something if they really have to, I'll
I
take
mean, they
it.
should do that regardless.
I don't care, because what they don't want to see happen is the gun cannon become a sniper and then follow up with its cannons after it snipes you. Which at this point I'm like, who cares? But at the
Also,
same
who
time,
does that?
well, the thing is the
Isn't it
SML.
usually the other? Well,
Well,
yep.
because you can't.
There we
though.
go.
The reason why you
Yeah,
never
you
see anybody
physically
do it
cannot.
is because you can't, because the SML can't really stagger first. So normally you cannon into your beam.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, well then I would just try to charge up and do something weird and then follow up with the missiles. Yeah, that'll work, right? Right?
Or just
No,
scavenge the barrage.
because the rigidity time is like 500 frames.
Mhm. It's
Actually,
5,000
I'd be
units.
curious if that was accurate.
Oh my
Like,
god.
Emblem, you wanna look up the rigidity time for the fully charged beam rifle for the gun cannon, if they even have that data?
Check out that
Because
JP.
it would be, it's gonna be gross. It's gonna be huge, whatever the number is, because you're like, phew.
Did they ever change it?
Okay, now I weapon swap. No, they haven't. Like, it still sucks. Like, it is trash. It is the worst thing to use. Like, you can't use it that way. You can't follow up with missiles, because if you fire it like that, fully charged, then you stagger whatever, and by the time they're done getting staggered, you're then able to, like, by the time they're already moving, you're then able to switch your weapon. It's trash.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you then. Frame data, which is interesting that it's included if they make an adjustment, is not normally included in the data on here.
Okay.
It's only ever existed if they've changed that. That's interesting.
Yeah, like that charge up beam. If you ever want to try it, see how long it takes to go shoot either with the gun cannon or the SML or any of them. Fully charge the beam and then try to swap to a different weapon and hit them with the cannon. Like, you're not going to, unless they just decided to stand still and shoot back at you. Like,
I usually, whenever I play it, I just pop shots at them with the beam rifle and just either throw grenades or launch missiles at them. So I haven't noticed that whenever on the rare times that I do play it.
yeah, but I was just trying to think, okay, well, how can I get creative to hit them with more missiles and do this crazy, because those missiles do some damage if you can hit them with consecutive missiles. But I was like, okay, so how can I line this up? Ooh, charge it up. Nope. So that's one that I would like them to look at in some capacity. Please, next month, please.
Do it for me.
Do it for
Thank
do it for all the gun
Think of
cannon players.
children's.
Do it for the people who spent money on the SML.
That's interesting. They don't have frame data for the BD1.
Do it for the whales.
Do for content.
Yes, also that.
I mean, that's why I bought it, was for the content. I'm like, I'm a support main. I like the SML, I think. I don't know. I might. I probably will. I'm a support. Yeah. Now I gotta like it because I bought it. So I gotta convince myself.
Oh god, yeah.
But
Too real.
at least I got tokens with it, so fair enough.
That was, I think they knew ahead of time. Like that was the bigger justification.
Yeah, it's like, oh
Hey,
yeah,
this
so
good for other shit.
instead of the other bonus stuff, we're actually gonna put one behind this wall, and I think they got some backlash for it. So,
A little bit, yeah. Ow.
but pay for the Okay, so let's go ahead and do new suit speculation real quick, and then we'll wrap it up with some shoutouts.
And I'll be at my local Fred Meyer all night.
Good luck out there, by the way.
Good
Holy
luck, man.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'll be able to spend more time in my car. I'm kind of worried I'm going to get there and it's going to be like 15 people in line.
People,
Like,
yeah.
"Ah!"
That's the like. I know you were saying that you passed by there and that there was no one. It's probably because they're just waiting, because they're probably thinking the same thing.
There were a few cars parked out over there, so
Oh,
Um,
uh-oh.
Okay, well,
we'll
we might need
see.
to
If
wrap
it's
up a
not
little
Steph,
faster.
because when I talked to the guy at the store, he was like, "Oh, well, we did the Xbox one, we had 18, and there was only 6 people, so we don't have to worry about it." And in my mind, I was like, "It's because somebody wants a fucking Xbox."
Yeah, because that's everybody. If you have a PC, you don't need the Xbox. Like you can, you
He was
just
like,
get
"No, it's
the
a fucking Xbox."
you get the pass.
Game Pass, man.
You get the Game Pass, and if you have a PC and a Game Pass, literally that's the only reason to get
And
an
like
Xbox.
that's not making fun of the system. Like that's actually a good thing that they did. But
Yeah,
yeah,
like
just
that
get
is.
fucking Game Pass.
Yeah, if you have a good PC or you can make a good PC, the only thing is for the bang for buck that you get with the Xbox Series X is actually insane. Like what's in there hardware wise is actually kind of amazing that they're only charging what they're charging.
Mhm.
Same with the PS5. The only difference is PS5 doesn't have Game Pass, but the thing is, did you hear recently that they're working on something?
Mhm.
I just feel like they were.
PlayStation Now thing sucks ass.
Oh, yeah.
And
Mhm.
Plus is always hit or miss with the games that they give out along with the subscription. So
Wasn't this last one really good, by the way? I don't know if it's still up, but there was some game on the PS Plus that I want to say was really awesome.
yeah,
never paid
they were like
attention, so
bigger.
it's hard to
They were
say.
like bigger mainline ones.
Yeah, if you have PS Plus right
Yes.
now, go check
Everyone
because
knows-
I want to say I
everyone
was like, ooh, piece of candy.
buys his games outright.
But like, what I think happened was when Xbox rolled out the Shadow of War. Okay, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
That's
that was like
kinda
an
nice.
older one, but it was interesting that they. I thought that was neat.
And Hollow Knight, Void Heart
Hollow Knight
Edition.
was nice. I feel like when people look between the two, they probably see Hollow Knight and we're like, ooh, streamer bait. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do both of those maybe if I run out of stuff to do
The
randomly.
content though.
I
Yeah.
haven't played any of those, so
Yeah. So, but anyway, the main thing though that I think what happened was the Xbox was like, hey, here's our Game Pass. Look at this. It's really cool. And because the first thing what I remember, I'm pretty sure this was one of the quotes from Sony. Is they're like, well, obviously that's unsustainable. Like, there's no way they're making money off that. Look at this. Look at this. It's garbage. It's trash. Who would do this, right? And now they're like,
That age well.
yeah, exactly.
They end
That's-
up on that Twitter
now
like,
they're
well,
now they're like, okay, man, we gotta get in on this now.
'cause
Shit,
the
we
thing
fucked
is
up.
that the minute they whipped out the actual games for Plus, and then now it's like, well, okay, maybe we should try. And then they're like, oh wait, actually we did it really bad. We should probably try it again then.
Oh yeah, and what's his name going out? What is his name for Xbox? Like,
Oh no.
he seems like a really cool dude. And he's just like, yeah, we also got to do that deal with Bethesda, and it's really cool. And yeah, we're I mean, we're not gonna do anything too crazy. We're not gonna like actually, I'm pretty sure he actually said that they're not gonna like do anything with like Elder Scrolls 6 or anything. They're not gonna like keep anything away from PlayStation. But the other thing that was kind of scary for PlayStation. Oh, go ahead.
It makes me think of that Romancing Saga thing where it's like, oh, what do you mean? We don't scale the battles or anything or make them harder after you start losing a bunch as like an actual warning in the game. Is like, might be hitting X to dot on that.
Well, like the thing is, he even said we could.
But
like here's we could flex if we wanted to, but we're good guys. And we're doing the Game Pass, and it's really cool, and everybody's having fun. And as long as everybody's having fun and everybody's happy, we're all happy. So it's good. Like this is awesome. Like I saw him on.
As long as you guys maintain the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the question is if they actually end up having competition if PS5 has some competition for their Game Pass and stuff, like
if they actually saw losses, then yeah, it might not be so fun anymore.
Ooh, then it might not, yeah. So it's like, yeah, we've got a status quo and everything's great. What happens if that changes? Everything's great right now. It's like, oh no. Yeah, they like I just love how he did the flex and like I remember there was some flex he did, which I think I I'm probably getting it wrong somehow, but like it was
Trying
like
to bring it back to Gundam, I wonder what that threshold would be for BB Studios and GBO, or just Bamco and their Gundam games in general.
well that's another good point actually.
Arcade only. Woo!
Yep. Okay, so the arcade market just completely dissolves. I guess that would have to be the threshold.
Yeah, I was about to say we have to
Probably.
burn every arcade in Japan
It's
first.
just the giant arcade crash of 2020.
Can I go over there though and play all of them first?
Yeah, just for a second. let me
Sorry, Magnum.
let me get my coins in real quick, and then we can just like.
After you quarantine for 2 weeks.
Oh God,
Dude, I will.
Unpaid. Out of your pocket.
I mean, that's just life right now. Like that is life. Out of pocket.
Italy is lifting
quarantining all the
their
time.
quarantine ban. Is it? I think it was Italy or something. But
I would say Italy is
we're
the last one that should right now. God damn, considering how like thoroughly covered they were for absolutely fucking it up in the beginning.
I mean, if their healthcare is better over there, then I might actually.
well, it's mainly just for travel, as far as I'm aware. But we're getting off. We might get a little bit off topic.
Oh yeah. Anyway. But yeah, as far as the whole arcade thing, no. But for real though, man, I would probably, I'd risk it for the biscuit.
Oh God, for the biscuit triscuit. I do kind of wonder, because they've had the same kind of stuff that everyone else has that's still trying to run during the pandemic, of like their staff wiping down the controllers and all this other shit. It's like, yeah, we're trying to keep it as safe as possible, guys. And I kind of wonder what the lineup was like for the new Versus game when they started doing tests and stuff.
Actually, that's a good question.
Because
I'd
they're
be interested in the new pods as well.
Because weren't they still doing the meetups for Battle Operation locally too? I thought they were.
No, they stopped those
they stopped
those really early. Like they canceled. They had one scheduled and canceled it after COVID started to pick
like
up.
that one. But I figured like after a while they might have started trying to do some limited runs, because they also
I haven't heard
had
anything yet.
Yeah.
when they were doing the expo or whatever, they had all of them there, even though they had like the shielding and shit.
Yeah, I think that was their way of doing it, was the shielding. But I mean, now I bet they're all wearing masks just because they found out that this thing's a little bit more airborne than what we thought earlier on.
Well, and they were also
pretty
talking
good.
about them doing all the remote work early on.
Yeah,
it was probably still going on.
I would say now they're probably like from what I can tell, they've been adhering to things. They've been one of the more open countries, and they've been doing pretty well from what when I looked at the stats anyway. I don't know what they're doing now, but they were doing pretty well. They were doing decent, Japan was. So I think it was just one of those things too, because everybody already, if you're sick, they wear a mask anyway.
All the PPE and all that stuff.
Yeah,
anyway.
so it was already just a kind of already baked into their culture to do that, So like for them it's not a big deal. And then also too, with the amount of customer service that they have anyway, they're anybody who works at any of the places would be like, yeah, we're wiping it down, and we're actually wiping it down because I want to do a good job.
Be fucking fired.
Well, yeah, that'll happen too. But at least they put on a good fake smile.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like,
yeah, those before after memes can't really happen there, right? When you first start your job to several months in.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Like there is no after. It's a constant before, and if there is an after, then you're gonna be finding somewhere else to work. It's probably what happens. But anyway, big tangent. New suits, new suits and stuff.
How many more Zeta variants can we whip out at this point? So we have one for each type, right?
So this is Sentinels, right? This was Sentinels.
Yeah, the pluses are from Sentinel as far as I know.
So how long till we get the Hazel?
I mean,
right.
I mean, we can still dip into like Z2 mass production.
We can go back to.
I really want Z2. Z2 looks cool.
Yeah.
We can go back to like the Katana still has stuff that we only got one suit from that. I mean, at this point, it's like, what are they gonna do? Like I think what's cool is that this says that they're definitely going through Sentinel stuff, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, or at the very least, they're getting a cameo.
Is there anything like going on with Sentinels right now that would be a
No.
reason why they're?
Yep. The only big thing going on Gundam wise, as in terms of like production,
Hathaway's Flash.
it's Hathaway.
Is that actually
Unless-
happening this Christmas? Like, have we heard anything?
I think it's
That's a good
set.
question.
It's set for existing still. It hasn't been completely canceled.
Because normally
It
at
is
this
real.
time last year, there was already plans for,
Oh my
hey,
God.
who's going to see Char's counterattack? And like,
There's a fucking boosted version of
a
this
week and a
of the
half.
C1. The fucking hummingbird people the other day.
They had a hummingbird as well, yeah.
That shit's hilarious. That's definitely a space only. There's no way.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a space.
We'll get the Deep Striker and all that good jazz.
Yeah, the Sentinel stuff looks pretty cool.
Oh god, the C4.
When in doubt, C4.
And then they can give us our Gustav Karl.
Would you roll into Gustav Karl?
I mean, I'd have
Gustav?
to.
I
It's not even
think
spelled the right. It's not even spelled the same way, but fuck it. I'd have to at least try.
I was gonna say if there was anything that had like if the unicorn came out, I would have to get it just because of the beam Magnum. Like,
Dude,
Right.
people would crap their pants if they release Unicorn Gundam.
yeah,
Like you would
fair enough.
you
but-
would take your pants off and it'd be filled with tokens. Like everyone would literally empty their bowels.
Literally just slingshot tokens out of her pants. Like, woof.
Yeah.
Give it a spin it up, bitches. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. It'd be like if they put the Barbados in the game.
Oh god. Like it's
I got my
what if there
Barbados
was
over
a-
here.
You know what it could be? They could just make
Barbados
it a
and
fucking
Franks, let's go!
Gundam Universe promotion.
That'd be cool.
That'd be legit. But okay, so real quick though, something a little more concrete, just to kind of wrap it up. One support, one. Well, we just got a support, so it won't be a support. And if it's
Yeah, it's not
somehow
a-
a support, then I'll
Break
have tokens
break
in my
the
pants.
universe.
Because like
a
I'll
token
be...
in your pants, or is that
What, you cut out.
Sorry,
right?
keep going.
You cut out. Is that a token in your pants or?
I actually just stopped talking.
Oh,
but-
you stopped talking. Like,
yeah.
oh, I thought you actually continued. I looked over and there was I guess there was some lag going on with this. Actually, start saying. Oh well. Anyway, go ahead. Because I've been. Okay. Well, now you're just.
Now you're just not saying anything, jerk.
Oh wow.
Now
You,
you're
you
just
actually
talking
are.
with
You
me.
actually are kind of slightly lagging. I'm guessing my computer.
I could believe it.
Well, I've also been 16 and a half hours right now, so my computer's probably like, please just kill me. So anyway, so let's go one general, one
Okay,
raid.
Magnum, I'll take care of that for you after the podcast. I'm right next to you. Okay, stop looking at me. Keep podcasting. What are you doing?
I'm reading the screen.
that out,
man. I'm reading.
No, cut that out. I'm right there.
I know, but just get out of the way. I'm trying to read chat.
Children.
Casa type something.
We're
Gosh.
fighting.
Okay. Stop fighting. Oh man. Oh, that's good. Okay. Anyway. So one raid, one general. What do we think? 600 is the guesstimated cost, or it might be 450. I'm curious to know if it's a 450 next week. That's
We
what
get
I'm
a
thinking.
600, 650 this week, right?
Yeah, we got a 600, 650 this week, and I wonder if next week's going to be the 450, 500.
Hmm.
Or
And
something
then-
completely.
Or we get a. I'm betting next week is a 4. Well, I mean that pretty much covers a lot, but
Yeah, really.
450, 500, or a 600, 650. I'm betting it's one of those two.
That's a really big range, though.
Yeah, but I mean,
if it hits either of those, it like, especially if it hits the 600 range, it'd be kind of like, yeah, stuff's newer.
well, yeah. I mean, it's like the 600 one is the Saturday, and the 450. So base cost at least that's two. That's two out of all the cost ranges that it could hit. So that's two chances to be right here. But I would bet it's going to be one of those. Just because I'm guessing they did something weird this week, and yeah. Or it's just been a crazy coincidence. As to
BB
what's happening.
Studio struggles with time sometimes. It'll be okay. Once we get past these two, it'll be back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were looking at Saturday when they were making this. It was like, oh wait, there's a clan match on Monday.
Oh,
Damn.
Oops.
That was supposed to be the 450 suit.
What day is it? Oh no! When's the
Yeah, it was the intern fucked up again.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. The intern. Yeah, this was supposed to be next week's suit. So next week we.
Wait a second, that wasn't the TB.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, so I thought it was weird that we got a support and not a raid though. That's why I'm betting next week's a 450 raid. I'm still going with that. 450 raid is my main guess, but I'm still gonna go with the Methus for raid.
Ooh,
And I'm gonna go with
Methus,
full armor. I don't know, maybe full armor slave wraith for the
Full armor slave wraith needs to happen. They should just make that the limited suit for Christmas.
There we go. I'll take it.
That'd be cool.
Zaku 3 custom. There we go.
I'm just gonna skip the 3. This is just go right to custom.
Yeah. Or Zaku 3 for the general version of it or something. I don't know.
Hey, one of the first Zakus we had besides the regular 2 was the Kai, so let's get in there, right?
That's true.
It was the only one ever
Oh.
people really ever needed to play.
Give me the Gyaradoga.
There we go.
That's probably skipping too many steps, though.
Well,
yeah.
while we're bringing up throwaway suits, my pick for general will be banana shoes looking Atlas Gundam.
Oof.
Raid will be
Throwaway suits.
small Thunderbolt Akai.
Ooh.
And my support selection will be Aqua Gun Cannon.
Over here dunking on TV. Damn.
Wait, did you say a throwaway raid? Is that a throwaway raid? Did he?
No, just throwaway guesses because I don't think we're gonna ever actually see Thunderbolt suits. But
yeah,
I'm just taking a lazy way out.
Why you gotta hurt me this way? Why you gotta do this?
Sorry, man. They don't want it. They don't want it,
man.
Like I think the fact that we got waterproof for wet Gundam instead of the Atlas is just a big fucking tell. There was a more notable Gundam. Like I bet more people knew about the Atlas than they did about waterproof Gundam.
Wait. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Hear me out. What cost would a Atlas be?
I mean, it'll probably have to be around the same cost as the default range. But like, if it was 450, 500, I don't think it'd be too crazy. But I'm guessing it would have to be better than a full armor. But that's kind of another reason why it's throwaway. Like realistically, it's probably like at least a 500, 550.
Yeah, I'd say 500 be another high end like aquatic suit for them to just throw in there. Although it'd probably have MSV syndrome because it would have the railgun and not a whole lot else to go in with.
Yeah,
so
they'd be very mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they could have a
thing.
mode. Nah, probably wouldn't even do that.
Just have it hop on its banana shoes and fly around and do cute stuff.
See, that's what I'm wondering. How is that going to even work? Like, what was going to do? Like, I mean, what were they?
That's probably why it's not going to be a thing.
Yeah, that's the
they're
problem.
Thinking about it. They're looking at it too, like, man, I got nothing. It's got like 2 weapons. It does a lot of stuff in versus, but we can't do that. And even in versus, it's not used that much.
Yeah, right. So, but now the Thunderbolt Akai now we can talk about that. Now that's sexy. That's, man, I did not know they could make the Akai cool again, but
there's a lot of very
sexy. Cool. I was like, damn, look at that.
That guy's been cool though.
I mean,
if anything, that's the all more reason that I'm confused that they haven't done it because that guy is baby. So like,
it's because they don't want to touch Thunderbolt again. If they introduce another one of those suits, then expectations are set and they have to do others, and people just fucking rage.
Right.
Like they're already gonna have people for the entire existence of the game be like, because the Thunderbolt suit's already in. Like, when are we getting the Atlas? Like that question's never going away. And if they put in another suit, it's just everyone's just gonna double down on it. Like I feel like it's
really
kind of like
the Atlas
now.
that much.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like I see a Atlas or a Thunderbolt Akai like throw out in chat at least once a week.
See, maybe I just don't pay. Maybe I just don't pay attention
an
to the
overarching
Atlas.
reason, then, right? Like, also,
because people like Thunderbolt.
overrated.
I mean, I love Thunderbolt. I think it's for me,
Yeah.
it's like my second favorite series. Like
No, I
Aether's
mean
team
for
is my
them
first.
just like abstaining from
second.
putting them in besides like those two in the beginning.
That's because it's not UC.
Well, Wait,
Oof.
what?
It's not UC. Thunderbolt's not Universal Century.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. It's not canon.
Like, is it legit not canon?
It's not canon.
Oof. Who wrote it?
What's his name? I don't know what his name is.
Interesting.
I guess you say it's set into UC, but you might as well just call it UCTB. But it's not canon.
Was that like something that they did in like an every year?
Have you seen some of the shit that they put out later on in that manga?
I
That
mean,
shit ain't canon.
Okay, so this is just
God
you
damn.
saying that then.
Oh no! See,
This
I
is you
haven't
fucking
read.
saying that then.
See,
Okay.
I haven't.
Some of those bubble suits from Thunderbolt look like nightmare kit
Okay,
bashes.
no,
Like,
we have to understand that there was some stupid ass shit that got thrown out in Igloo too, and yet they still throw that shit around.
I was gonna say the Igloo kind of.
that's a good point. I mean, I'm still waiting for my big ram or big ring and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Battle
big
up
ring.
win.
Monstrosity. Could you imagine that in Simulator for like a space only? I'm like, what this big ass thing? What the hell is this?
That'd be cool, man.
That'd be fucking dope.
Okay, so real quick, Gustav, what's your picks, real quick, and then I have one other thing to add to kind of what you were saying with something prior.
Oh, they should throw in the Elmeth. The end.
I think the Elmeth would be a cool funnel support for space, man.
Yes, that would be
You
great.
just wouldn't be able to go in any of the hallways or half the map. In,
Like stuck with the mini
Space
and they go to
Fortress.
the asteroid field. And you
I
just
mean,
feel like,
it's just the space
Yeah,
Zommel.
you can only play it.
Literally is the
you can only
space
play it in the
Zommel.
first 3 space maps, and you can't use it anywhere else.
I mean, look at the problems the Zommel has. It's just a space Zommel. There you go. I wonder how big they compare to each other.
make
had
the
to
Elmeth
widen.
support fire. Oh my god, that'd
Yeah.
be hilarious.
We'd increase the size of all hallways in
I mean,
Port
fuck
Penny-
it, at
or
this
not
point,
Port Penny.
just give us another Gelgoog variant and make it the Annabelle Gato version. Like, who gives a shit?
There we go. I'll take it. But okay, so real quick, you kind of mentioned what would they do to kind of like get them to do something, and we talked about the arcades. One thing that was brought up in chat this morning was Battle Op Next.
Oh,
Do we
boy.
think they would ever do a Next 2? Maybe for the PS5?
Talk to somebody in chat about a battle operation next to.
That'd be
Like
neat.
it comes up like if it's gonna exist, PS5 is probably its best bet.
Yeah. Not to mention, they definitely had the format down when it comes to Battle Operation 2.
Yeah, because I heard
They don't
like Battle Operation.
worry about like the system being stupid again.
And that was the thing too. I heard that there was some of the stuff like, was there a stamina system? Excuse me, was there a stamina
That would
system
probably go
in
away.
Battle Op 1?
Yes, there's a stamina system in Battle Op 1 and Battle Operation Next 1.
Okay, so like that's pretty much okay, cool. So if they, because that's what we were talking about today. That's what I was looking up, and that's what I saw, and I was like, oh, well, if that was the case, then they learned.
Agents being a trolly dumbass in my chat, but he actually something good. Hey Next, what about MS Go? And it's kind of the cheap cereal box version of Next anyway, so
yeah,
as
I was
long
gonna
as that
say
game's
like
alive, they probably will never do it.
yeah, I was gonna say the same thing about that and Imbon. Like it's like it's the washed up version of that game and Maxi Boost. Like I just don't think it needs to exist. It's just a worse version, in my opinion, of those games. It'd be cool if they wanted to do a Battle Operation Next 2 and have it play like Battle Operation 2, but it's not just non-UC. I think that could be cool.
See, that's what I was kind of talking about.
Go full vein and just do like crazy bullshit.
Because how did Next actually play?
Awful, apparently.
Like I said, think of like a mix between Mbon and
MSGO.
MSGO.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Like an easier comparison is it's like Mbon with bigger teams, but
Oh my.
yeah, it feels a lot like
5v5 Mbon. Oh no.
MSGO.
Not only that, but also like you know how MS Go already like when it comes to their movement options, they have to use their melee to like jut themselves forward and do all this extra stuff to actually keep their mobility up. Imagine that, but actually slower. And that's what Next was.
Oh yeah, that's what I wasn't doing.
Yeah, you weren't spinning around like a top to actually make yourself move at a respectable pace.
But I hopped on Mbon today, and I was like, oh yeah, I wasn't actually doing extra steps to get point A to point B. Like the boost canceling with the Hildoffer. That's dumb. But anyway, the yeah, so I thought that would be interesting though. I would like to see like pretty much GBO2 only with all the other timelines that they want to shove into it, but same gameplay.
Right.
Or as close to the same gameplay as possible.
I feel like if they ever like finally pulled the plug on Go and were like the successor is gonna be next to, everyone would be fucking pissed. But that would probably be the only way that next to would ever happen.
Yeah, I could kind of see that just because it would have to start in Japan.
And then maybe if they're feeling particularly generous one day, or maybe they just get drunk after a meeting, they'll actually try to do an international version. But it'll probably still just be a JP only client.
I mean, if they use the same engine that GBO2 is on, though, that would be the only reason why I would see it. Like, if somehow they either just had BB Studios do it as well, but or like have them start up another branch or something. That'd be the only way that I could see them doing it. But
they'd also have to make it faster and have the engine not melt, because considering what a lot of those other suits can do, the particle effects would be insane. Oh my god. Like, you think it's bad now with them whipping out like funnels or like some of the effects on like the Hades or like exam suits and shit? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, if they're actually gonna do full
talking about AU suits, fuck off. The worst. Beam bar for Roni. This is not.
I still think we could dip into a couple of the more like down to earth style suits and just make it to where instead of you like dissolving people when you touch them, like God mode, super mode is just exam, you know. Or when God Gundam turns like, gold, it's just Hades or something like that, you know.
I agree with that. I think that would be awesome. I could live with that. But there's people that I've had come in and be like, you know, mobile suits move a lot faster than this, right?
And that's fine. They just make it work within the scope of the game. MSGO like literally takes free reign with the size and the movement of their mobile suits.
Oh my god, I love the little fortress thing that spins around. It's like this big. Yeah, here's a Gundam.
They don't have to mimic. They don't have to match the exact feel of all those suits. I think that's like kind of where the big like takeaway needs to be for people looking at it. Like, would you rather have zero chance of ever getting God Gundam in this game, or take like a version of it that's balanced to actually fit? I'll play that God Gundam, thank you. I'll play the one that I actually can play.
That'll actually exist.
Here's kind of my example of that. And I mean, of course, they did come out with another game that kind of balanced a lot of it, but the thing is, it did slow it down a little bit. And then they came out with another game that also had some different stuff that I checked out for a little bit. So I can't speak on the fifth one. But Armored Core 4 and then Armored Core 4 Answer, which was the balanced version. You know, because Armored Core 4 was like, I'm shooting all the nukes. I've got this volley pack of nukes that at the beginning of the game I'm going to shoot, and they track, and then they multiply, and they also shoot nukes, and the nukes shoot nukes, and then
one of their interns started to watch Gundam Seed and was like, you know what, that actually looks really cool. We should make our game like that.
Yeah, then my nukes, when they explode, shoot lasers that then shoot more nukes somehow because reason, like I don't know, like the stuff that you could do in Armored Core 4, which is gross. Oh, and also up until then, literally, if you picked the easy mode, gun laser robot, then it literally could just delete anybody in like 10 seconds. So until you had your laser that was God mode, but that was it. It was just like pew 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 pew, but it like tracked and it almost always hit. You're playing easy mode. So when you got into multiplayer, it was easy mode. And then so there was that, which was just God tier, and then like the whole thing went, everything's weak. And then you get to the end game and you're like, everything's super God tier, and it was just so dumb to even try to play. And then 5, I think, was a bit slower combat too. So I think they kind of, I didn't really play too much 5. I got in and played a little bit of the single player. I only rented that one. Or did I get it or did I buy it used and then take it back because I wanted to try it? Either way, I used to use GameStop to rent.
Mystery.
So I can't remember when it came out. That was still 360, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure.
Something like that. Anyway,
it was like in that era, regardless.
Yeah, it's been too long. Either way, I got it. I don't own it, so I know I only either got it from GameStop and then took it back, or rented it. But yeah. Anyway. So hopefully, I'm always for gameplay. If the gameplay's good and it's kind of fitting a skin of something that I like, then I will take that. Just saying. Like with the transforming suits, not gonna lie, I'd love to have a Robotech or Macross if people want to do that. Sure.
I still think Valkyries would fit into the play style of the game. That's for sure.
Yeah, the whole transforming stuff. Now that we have transforming stuff, I think this engine with the transforming would be perfect for Valkyries.
If we ever got another Steel Cross promotion,
yeah.
I think it will be a tad bit awkward. Have you played outside like Robotech Battlecry? Have you played any of the Macross games, Magnum?
No.
Have you played Battlecry?
Negative.
Oh, okay. I will say after playing having played Robotech Battlecry and stuff like I'm trying to remember. There's another one.
I mean, I've seen videos of them. So I mean,
Another Century's episode. Like those games do a really good job of handling like the freedom of movement that Macross tends to represent, and I think it would be a little bit sluggish in that regard with a Valkyrie. But like again, same idea. If it comes to like having it dumbed down a little bit so it can be playable in Battle Operation, I personally would have a problem with it. If I could be Skull Leader in GBO2, like let's go. I'm about to Roy Fokker all over those stupid supports, I
mean, the only problem with like that is there's a limited number of everything. So oops. But I mean, at the same time, it's just like if you just made a arena game that had some maps and you use their same engine to make 30 maps instead of 50 suits, different model, and you charge a full price of a game, there's that. But
so Ambon
kind of
only with another crossover
with GBO2 gameplay. But anyway, but yeah, so maybe next too on PS5. That would be cool. I'd like to see it.
When Maxi Boost gets another subtitle.
Oh, by the way, though, Maxi Boost on the ranked is dead. There is no Asian said it was dead, and I was like, really?
It can have a little bit. No.
Surely I'll find a queue here while I'm waiting to, I'll take another 5 minutes. And so I was just talking to him about whatever, and then I'm like, well, I've been talking for a while now. Oh yeah, it's dead. Okay, I give up.
That even so much chat, but even like the pub in general is dead. Like outside of lobbies.
Yeah, everybody just
plays. You really gotta find people. It's kind of rough. Which is why you got flooded when you opened up yours.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. Someone else other than the usual fuckheads is actually God, let's go. He has no idea what he's getting himself.
Who is this?
Ready.
Hallelujah.
Who's this dude?
let's go. let's fuck this guy up. Like,
Where's my bail?
Apparently, there was like 2 trolls. Yeah,
Yeah, you had
there was
like 2
somebody in
dumbass
chat.
dudes in your chat the whole time,
Yeah,
just like, "Ooh,
somebody in my chat. Well, I think
you."
they might have come from Noob Sama, but at the same time, though, like, I know they were pointing out though that somebody joined just to troll because he joined
Yeah.
trolls people, and I'm just like, oh, okay, sure, why not? Let's go. He
Over
shot
here,
me
like,
once in the back, like at the start
friendly
of the game.
firing the entire time in the
Yeah.
beginning, all this other shit.
And the funny thing is, after they told me that, though, I was honestly trying to dodge at the beginning of the game because I was like, no, we're not gonna let him even do it. Even if he's trying, we're gonna not let him. But anyway, yeah. So
Yeah,
Cool.
Emblem community is big toxic because they think that shit's funny, and so he's Magnum. Unfortunately or fortunately, is right at home.
That's unfortunate to hear that if that's the case. Like, hopefully that's just kind of an overstatement.
I
Because
mean,
I would hope that they don't think in a toxic environment makes their community better.
yeah,
I would hope.
I would hope so too. Or maybe they just do that for some gatekeeping reason or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say these are the same
That
guys that
might be a
get
thing.
like into really heated arguments on Twitter over like gatekeeping and whether or not it's good or bad, and pretty much like
It's
stand
never
it.
good.
They stand it super hard. So like, you know,
That's interesting.
And
Gatekeeping can never be good. You just be killing your own game.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
unfortunate if that's the case.
but they're happy because they have it now. They can just have it by
Yes.
themselves.
But either
It's
way,
kind of
though,
fucked up, but that's how it goes.
one way or the other, though. I mean, you said at home. I mean, the thing is, I'm just like, oh, like the funny thing is the time that he did friendly fire me, they pointed out in chat. They were like, he friendly fired you, and I was like, oh wait, did he? Oh, it was. Oh, okay. Sure. I'll try to maybe shoot him back, even though I can't. I guess. Oh well. Oh, we
Yeah,
lost. Oops.
essentially anything that's like big sweeping or just like you intersecting.
I mean, the funny thing is I probably will do it by accident 3 times
Right.
because I have no clue what I'm doing. Is what more accurately happened. So it's like, oh, he's BMing me. Yeah, he knows. No, I'm just bad.
Yeah,
No.
pretty much. Sounds about right.
But anyway. So shoutouts. Let's go ahead and yeah. I'm ready to go hit another food coma.
I know. I'm ready to sit in my car outside of Fred Meyer for.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Actually, I was gonna
Yeah,
say you
that's
gotta
right.
get going.
Oh crap, yeah. So
Got like 8 hours to look forward to.
Gustav.
Oh man. Real talk though, good luck. Hopefully you can actually walk
Thank
away
you.
with one of those.
Yeah.
And so Gustav the 13th, Gustav _X I am on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and of course the old Twitch. Doing GBO2 dailies every day, as well as Yakuza 4. Still trying to soldier through. I'm really tempted because I have been looking at a little bit of like that actually looks really fun. But I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy the other one. I'm actually looking at like a Dragon streams a little bit. Kind of spoiling myself a bit.
It's a lot of fun to play.
I literally have like 2 more games to go, so I'm probably gonna forget by the time that I get there, so I'm not really too upset about it. But that's gonna be cool. I have something to look forward to after all that's done too, and I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy the other 2 all the same. So hopefully I can keep that up. I'm trying to cut up and kind of treat them as playthroughs as much as possible as well. So keep an eye out for the YouTube as well. And I also need to do like some more like matches or like just general stuff from GBO2 to kind of like change it up. And besides that, I'll just be around.
Cool.
What about you guys?
Well, real quick, I do have a quick question. Like a Dragon, is that how's the gameplay on that? Like it's because I know they did some kind of like turn-based thing. Is it more like
Yeah, it's a turn-based RPG.
so? What I've watched, because I was watching a little bit of Aoshi play it this morning. What I was watching was, so is it kind of like what I was hoping Final Fantasy 13 would play like? Like that's kind of
No.
No.
Oh, okay. That's what it kind of
You
seemed
don't, you don't
like.
control your character's movements, so in that regard, it's very similar to 13. They just
Oh, it looked like he was
walk around.
okay. Okay, I
That
thought
is
he
a
was
bit
actually.
frustrating.
I thought he was controlling it. I was like, wait a minute, is he
No,
controlling it? Oh,
yeah,
shit!
it has the same frustrations at 13, where they have
Damn it!
AoE attacks that are based on like proximity and character placement, but you can't control your fucking character. So that is a tad bit frustrating.
Oh man.
But like, have you ever played The Last Remnant?
Yeah.
Except for the fact that you can actually pick what your characters do, and the inputs aren't like random. Just think of like Last Remnant if your characters always had a what I can't remember what the inputs are, the like quick action inputs are called in the game right now, but if all of your special attacks had those inputs, it's pretty much kind of like Last Remnant.
Okay. Okay. Cool. But anyway, what you got going on?
I will be at Fred Meyer's tonight. See you there. Hit me up on Twitch, GamingEmblem.
Trying to stream the line.
PlayStation 5. Woo!
High
I'll
five.
have one in the morning. Oh, man left me hanging.
There we go. There we go. High five. Hang on. High five. Well, let's get it again. High five. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey.
Yeah. That...
Sorry, I was looking at the other preview.
Oh, whoa, dog, whoa. I'm sorry.
The dog like, come here, get it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, we're playing now? Let's go.
Yeah, get Magnum.
What is it, boy? I'm sorry. Oh, what is it? Okay, so.
Oh, you baby.
Come on. If you're gonna get up here, Come on. Well.
Oh,
come on. Well, you gonna get up here or not?
Nope.
Hold on, Magnum. I'll grab his
I
leg.
want you to go outside.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Oh, doggo. There we go.
Doggy. Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Aminal.
Is he actually coming in on the thing? Oh well.
Yeah.
But yeah, as usual, everybody's he's on the Discord. He's not on the. What boy?
Oh, you don't
he's like a boy. Oh,
He's licking your elbow. Oh, doggo.
Doggo. Okay. Anyway, but as usual, everybody's links will be down in the description below. But anyway, guys, I'm EG Magnum. This is my dog. Yeah, I stream on Twitch. Got a Discord, YouTube channel, Twitter, stuff like that. Hopefully going to be expanding to Instagram and Facebook soon-ish. And yeah, a couple of projects I'm going to be doing for YouTube, though. Going to be a new series with free-to-play games and trying to win by just doing the free-to-play part of it and stuff like that. So we'll see what games are free to win. And yeah, let's see what else. Gonna try to get some actual reviews out too. Like I just did Fury, so that'll be a fun one. And also I'm gonna put up each individual boss fight from Fury. That was a lot of fun. Other than that, tomorrow gonna be playing it by ear for streaming. Sunday gonna be taking a break, and then Monday, probably we'll do another Insanity stream. If I'm up real early, then we'll start right in the morning. If not, then we'll probably pull an all-nighter or something. But anyway, but yeah. Monday 2, Baldur's Gate 3, 8 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, we will not be doing the tabletop, I am pretty sure. If not, I'll be posting if we will or not in the Discord. And then Thursday, of course, is the podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern. But we normally do the tabletop at 6 p.m. Eastern. But we might be doing a short hiatus because scheduling issues. So anyway, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that. Let us know in the comments what you thought of what we talked about and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.
Later.